episode number... Is that me or you? That's probably me.
I have to ask everyone to mute their cell phones at this point.
Shut the shit off. Welcome to episode number 41 of Red River Podcast, and the first of 2019. Langan, Parker.
Hi.
What up?
And our guest, return, Marc Shoenbach. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you for asking me to come back. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all kind of like collectively wanted to. You know, as the show moves forward, it's like, what is the show? I mean, it's just basically we want to just sit down and have conversations about shit we give a fuck about with people who can hang.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you seem busy from like the last time that we talked. So, you know, you doing some shit. And I'm
Totally.
like,
Yeah, a lot. Very busy.
Let's get
Very
this.
busy.
Cool.
Yeah.
New Year's passed, so I don't know. Let's get up to speed. What did you do? Anything exciting for New Year's, Langan?
Like the actual night?
I don't know. I mean, well, yeah,
Shit.
why not?
Hell, not in like 10 years, probably.
No. Okay.
You know what? Yeah, I worked in the bar business for 20 years. New Year's is kind of like...
It's lame.
had
It's amateur night.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's kind of like...
it's one of the dumbest holidays that exists.
It's basic.
Really.
I'm a fan of holidays.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah, it's a
especially
day off.
If it lands in the middle of the week, it's like cool. If it lands on a weekend, it's whatever. But, you know, Christmas and all those other fucking things, especially New Year's, it's like, you know, for people that do nothing, like they look at their calendar and they're like, all right, these are the 7 days I'm actually going to do something. That's exciting to them. Like, to me, I'm like, we can go, whatever I do on New Year's, I could do minus the fucking 50,000 people, you know, driving all over the place. So me personally, yeah, I don't give a shit. But I thought maybe, you know, you cared about your family and would do something with them.
No. My son, like, it's a big deal to stay awake and stuff like that. So it's fun for me doing that.
Did he make it?
Yeah, he always does, man.
Nice.
He's a night owl like me.
You give him any, like, beer at midnight? I know he's...
Pots and pans, banging them and shit.
No, I did not.
Good.
I want to steer him clear of that poison.
That's right.
Yeah, nah, it's been there, done that. But hey, if you enjoy it, God bless you.
Exactly. Parker?
I went over to my new bass player's house, so we're trying to, I figured I'd form the new band Unity early. So he's right in Massapequa, so I was fucking 10 minutes away, hung out there till about 10:30, left, and then I was probably in bed by 11:30, so
Nice.
didn't even fucking make it.
What? Yeah, listen, whatever works. Who is the new bass player?
Joey Smiles. So
Joey Smiles.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I know who that guy is. What else is he in? Is he in
he was
No Lives Matter?
No, he was never really in like any heavy bands. I mean, he's surpassed already what I've done. I mean, he's fucking toured with Life of Agony and played Irving Plaza, and I've done neither of those. But I got him.
Is that
through,
the bar?
What?
Is that the bar?
Irving Plaza, that small place, yeah. But I got him through Joe Hess, funny enough. Okay. So Joe Hess knew him and reached out to him, and he's been with us since, and he fucking loves it, which is awesome. So,
what does the band look like now?
4-piece right now. So we got the singers locked in. We have about 3 songs done. Second guitarist audition tomorrow. And I had to run it past, my good friend / manager Dan Tur, see if he approves of the second guitarist. And he flipped out over who it was. So
I swear to God, Dan does not pay us to crowbar him in every episode. It's all Parker. I have no idea.
Tur's the man.
I didn't even know where he came from.
He's the silent fourth member of this group.
Yeah.
It's like he's like George Martin to the Beatles.
Yeah, no, he's just Parker's like, I don't know, I went to my bass player's house and Dan Tur. Wait, what? I have no idea. Like, oh yeah, I don't know, just threw him in there just because he hates Anthrax. Or
need my
loves
Dan Tur
Anthrax.
fix,
Yeah, so like after all this time, right? This guy hasn't played, and now you're playing.
Yeah, so I'm hoping by late March, hopefully show 1 will be ready because we figure either 6 songs or 7 songs, and we're ready to go. So I mean, yesterday we started working on the 8th original. There's 3 songs with vocals. If this guy comes over tomorrow and he works out, he's already been learning some of the songs. So I'm hoping by March. So.
And is it true the name of the band is Twatsticka?
No, but that's fucking pretty sweet if it was, though.
Wow. Jot that down right here.
Just saying, you might want to,
I got to shorten my hair, I think, maybe with that name,
At least the song title.
Yeah.
At least, at the very least.
Oh, it's
What does the band sound like?
It's kind of all over the place. I mean, one song sounds like Quicksand. The last song that we wrote sounded like Pantera.
Huh.
So it's all over the fucking
Two bands
place.
that would never tour together.
Yeah.
But that sounds good.
Yeah,
I like
so.
that. So,
Now, both of them I have seen. Metallica, not so much.
anything for New Year's?
No, this is the first New Year's that I actually specifically wanted to do nothing, and it was the best New Year's. It was great.
Yeah.
I watched Harry Met Sally, drank some beers, and I went to bed at 12.
Nice.
It was great. I loved it.
I don't. Yeah,
I think I'm going to do that every year now.
Watch Harry Met Sally.
Maybe, yeah, or just not do anything. Or
Yeah, there's something about just like, because I don't know, when you're younger, you can go hang out there, but
It's a young man's holiday.
It is, because everyone's like, "Woo, New
You know
Year's."
what? I never did the Times Square shit though.
Oh, that's
who the hell?
That
Yo.
shit is fucking dumb as hell.
And remember how cold it was
Ridiculous.
too?
It was raining and shit.
It was raining all fucking
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
And the news hit this lady up, and she said she was wearing a diaper because it was
Yes,
so
yes.
crowded
I saw
Hey.
that she was just like gonna piss her. Like, imagine
Richard Christie stuff.
giving
No.
that much of a shit
Yeah.
about fucking being like, none of those people could be from New York.
And that's sober.
No
I would love to know
way.
what the fuck she's going to do when she gets drunk, you know?
And yo, the ball itself, it's not that amazing looking. Like
No.
I'm expecting like some more shit to go down, like big explosions or whatever. It's just kind of like.
I was more like a Thanksgiving Eve guy.
Yeah.
Like that was
Totally.
that was always my big drinking
That's
night.
the
I hear you.
busiest
Yeah.
club and bar night.
Like when
in
I
the
was living in
country.
Massapequa Park, I would walk to the village, and I would literally start on the fucking right side, work my way up to the train station, hop over, and work my way back. And by that point, I couldn't even fucking, you know.
Thanksgiving Eve to bar employees is like Black Friday to retail
Yes.
employees.
yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
It's the exact same thing. Dreaded.
Ugh.
Financially good, but dreaded.
You have to work. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can't.
mean, it's busy as
yeah,
shit.
You can't not.
Yeah, I had no idea. Someone, like my friend once told me, he's like, "Oh, it's like the biggest bar night of the year," and I was like, "Is it really?"
Yeah.
These kids come home from college.
Yeah.
Some of them for the first time since they ain't seen their friends from high school. Yada yada yada. It just
And everyone does coke in the bathroom.
Nice.
pretty much.
Ah.
Everybody piles into the bathroom.
There's like the sex stall.
It's good. It's
And the
good
Coke
for like
stall.
local businesses, like Coke dealers or whatever. Oh, the kids come back to town.
That
You know,
is
it's
true,
good for
right?
everybody.
Like if you-
everybody's got to make.
If
some.
you got like stacks, like that, you're like, "Oh shit!" Like, all right,
Thanksgiving Eve's coming up.
I
gotta
gotta
get
re
that.
up. I gotta go re up. I gotta go talk to Arturo. I gotta go get that shit, man. I
Yeah.
gotta get them stacks. So.
Seriously, if you're
Wow.
doing your job right,
Yeah,
you know, if you're good at it.
I miss those days. You know, sometimes I think back. I'm like, wow, I sold drugs for like, allegedly, of course, for like so many years, and like, what was I thinking? You know,
I don't know.
I don't know. What a life! What a life! You know, I get to do drugs and then allegedly
Sell drugs.
those.
Allegedly so.
Allegedly, you know.
There's got to be a better way to get a free Misfits tattoo.
That is one of the coolest things, absolutely. So, Mark, man, since the last time you've been here,
Yeah.
which was a while ago, what have you been up to? Which seems like a lot, like the gutter.
Gutter Garbs.
Gutter Garbs.
Yeah, Gutter Garbs.
What's
so
the
they
deal with
do,
that?
So Gutter Garbs. So it's this guy Mike who runs all these retro picture shows.
Ciani.
Ciani.
I didn't know that's who that
yeah,
was.
it's Ciani. Yeah, so Ciani, he does the retro picture show, movie theater thing, and he wants to. It originally started where he wanted to kind of accompany the movies that he was playing with some merch, and he just accomplished so much in a real short of time. He releases like shirts every like couple of weeks now, it seems.
How does
But
that, how does that work?
It's
Like-
all licensing. So in the beginning, we would do like a Halloween design, or what did I do? Yeah, I did a Halloween design, and I did something, maybe Return of the Living Dead 2. But he didn't do it licensed. Oh, we did Friday 13th. Halloween and Friday 13th. But he didn't do it licensed. And that's fine until you get too popular, and then the guys from Friday 13th or Halloween, Malik. Is it Malik Akkad?
Oh yeah.
Mustafa.
Yeah, the son.
The son, right?
Yeah.
He's been known to like go to conventions, and if he sees you selling Halloween stuff that's unlicensed, he'll say, "Shut it down!" Like he'll shut. You know, what I
I
mean?
heard his dad got murdered, right?
his dad got murdered in a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy stuff. Lebanon or something.
Like
Lebanon.
something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, but But the Sun is very active in shutting down anything that's unlicensed. You get it; it's a big no-no.
It's like Gene Simmons, the
Yeah,
Kiss convention.
pretty- yeah.
They did that
It's-
shit.
yeah.
They shut down the Kiss.
Maybe I'll
convention.
see him in Plainview this year. When I return to my Kiss convention.
Nice. So we would do it. It wasn't, I guess, technically legal, or whatever. But now he wants to be more legit, so he's licensing everything. So
what happens if like, let's say you're selling some shit and you get like a cease and desist?
Yeah.
Do you have to pay money right
No,
then
you
and
get
there?
I think the first thing is a cease and desist, and then you just stop. And if you don't stop, then I don't know what happens then, but I think probably
Let's find
You
out.
don't want
yeah,
to.
exactly.
So let's say.
If you're like me, you get a letter from Heineken saying if you don't stop, they're going to sue you for $10,000.
What happened with Heineken?
We used their logo and put Sky Came
Oh,
Falling
yeah.
above it.
And they got
Yep.
to you. Look at that.
Big brother.
I wonder who blew the whistle. You think they?
Jeff Henneman.
Dan Terr.
I don't know. It might have been fucking Terror, that motherfucker.
It was Tur
great.
or
Gotta
Henneman. Jeff
watch
Henneman.
that guy.
Yeah, they're out there. So it's been great. So he's an awesome client, and he's like my monthly income. And I'm doing something right now. I'm doing Return of the Living Dead right now for him.
Okay, because February 8th.
What?
Th-
It's February 8th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing 1 and 2.
Okay, so I gotta. It's just because I'm really bad with deadlines. I actually wrote him an email today. I was just like, I can't meet my deadline.
The stuff looks so good too.
Well, thank
man.
you. Yeah,
Seriously,
I'm,
the art you're putting out for movies and shirts.
Oh,
is
appreciate
like
that.
top notch
Oh,
as
wow.
far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
I-
I'm not just blowing smoke.
No,
up
no,
your
no.
ass either. It's really
good.
good
I always
stuff.
doubt myself too. It's funny. So, I'm trying new techniques now, and it's hard to get flow lately, though. The
Yeah.
kid and all that. Yeah, it's a little bit,
They
it's
cramp your style.
a little bit.
I feel you. I feel you, son.
Yeah, I guess like anything, you get like, like for a musician, you'll get writer's block.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you know.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. You'll be working, it knocks on the fucking door. But no, but it's good though.
Where can we check out the Gutter Garb stuff? That just
I think guttergarbs.com.
okay.
Yeah, guttergarbs.com. But so he's doing all great stuff. He told me some other movie I can't share, I guess, right now. But
I'll share for you. Just text me.
no, but it's cool. I'm very happy. He's awesome, and he's somehow he's getting these licenses. What's up?
Yeah, he's really good because we did the double feature through him.
Oh, the Terrifier.
Terrifier
That's
and
awesome.
Strangers.
Yeah.
And he was just like,
I wish he did the merge for that. That would have been cool.
It was one of those things where I just wanted to do it fast and
Yeah.
painless, and he gave me an avenue to do it fast and painless.
Super nice guy. Yeah.
And that's it. It's like, okay, here's a theater, like, because the flip side of that was to spend a ton of money and hope that people would come and do the licensing. But like, he was just like, oh, I'll just handle this, I'll handle that, and I'm thinking like, okay, all I have to do is promote it and get people there, no big deal. And then that's what happened. So
That's great.
yeah, and he's doing like an 11-hour marathon.
I saw
thing.
that. It starts early, so I might actually make it.
That's-
I won't stay, but 3
Could never
p.m.
do
I'll
I'm
be there.
not staying. Like, I want to go because I want to see Slaughter High.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the fuck is the next time I'm gonna go see Slaughter High anywhere
Right.
besides Parker's Base?
Yeah.
Right.
That's
a
a
good
movie. Did you see it?
I love that movie. Yeah.
You saw it too, right?
I think Tracy Adams is in that, isn't she?
Slaughter
like
High?
the
Is that the
80s?
one with the cheerleader on the cover?
It's
No.
the
It's
clown, like, jester thing.
Jester.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a skeleton on
Yeah.
the cover with an apple.
Yeah.
Like they played
can see
a
the
prank on this
poster in my
dude
head.
Marty.
Yeah.
Marty. Yeah.
Um,
The trailer is
But
amazing.
yeah, it's a really good underrated like slasher
Yeah.
film.
Perfect.
And it's funny, like you can do like I'm sure you can do a shirt like that and get away with it.
Yeah, I am gonna start doing unlicensed stuff.
Yeah. Nice.
I am gonna do it.
I'm a
Do it.
big fan of illegal shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna get a cease and. I hope to get a cease and desist.
Yeah, frame that shit.
Frame it. Yeah. No, it means that it's out there. It means that people are seeing it. So if I get it, I will stop.
It is
But,
nice to get like a warning shot, you know?
Yeah, I like that.
Like
Yeah, because like you could have like a year of selling the
That's what I'm
shirts or
saying,
whatever,
exactly.
and like,
Yeah,
yo, stop.
Well,
like, I,
yeah, that's
you
it,
got
right?
me.
Yeah, yeah.
Next one.
It ain't like
Yeah.
they're running up on you
Yeah.
and taking your money and being like, "Yo,
Nah.
what'd you make for
Correct.
the last year?
Correct.
Yo, run that shit
I'm-
right now."
Right now, I have my little online store, and I'm selling. I started with like little enamel pins. I was making like razor
apple, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
razor apple pins based off of Halloween 2. Inspired
Isn't
by
that
Halloween 2.
scene? I love
I
that
It's
scene.
the creepiest scene
It
ever.
really stuck.
It's horrifying. It's terrible. It's very medical.
But what was the commercials that were happening? You were doing.
Oh, I made commercials for the pin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Frank Sabatella, Frank's
Who's working on
Another
movie.
past guest.
He's just wrapped his movie
with Frank Whaley, right?
With Frank Whaley,
Yeah.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Swimming with sharks, Frank Whaley.
He's
Career
great.
opportunities,
Career opportunities, Frank
Whaley.
Whaley.
The
Yeah.
Doors, Robbie Krieger.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yo, can you ask him if he fucked Jennifer Connelly?
Oh.
'Cause, like we.
Did Frank Whaley?
like-
Yeah.
Can you ask him right now
Yeah.
while we're taping?
phone a friend.
Text Frank.
Tell him I saw Career Opportunities a lot of times in the theater.
Oh, it's
Yeah. Let him know.
Every young man saw
I wonder.
Career
I wonder
Opportunity
what he
several
thinks.
times.
I wonder what he thinks when he sees like Requiem for a Dream and
Oof.
she's like showing Bush and doing ass to ass.
great.
Like,
Oh,
if
yeah.
only he could have been in that one.
Frank, yeah.
If he could have just stayed, like he had her in her vanilla phase,
Yeah.
and now he sees Requiem. She's
Yeah.
like doing drugs, sucking dick,
Oh my God.
doing ass to ass, and showing Bush.
That's what I have to do, a double feature of Career Opportunities, right, and then follow it with Requiem. I think
Nice.
that just great.
Yo, that's like the happy side, and like just like wow, that's so terrible.
Yeah.
Like the
Yin
the
and
one.
yang.
Yeah, and the weirdest thing about that is that it was like set in Brooklyn, and I remember that they couldn't find heroin.
Yeah.
Like it's like, wait, no one in Brooklyn has fucking heroin? How is that possible?
You don't remember that great heroin shortage of whenever the fuck that came out?
99.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
So with Frank, I asked him, hey, I would like to do these as we know, obsessed with the 80s,
Yeah.
late 70s, 80s. And I saw this PSA with Clint Eastwood and Pee Wee Herman, Paul
Rubens.
And it was
Interesting
they did
pairing.
the
yeah,
Together?
totally.
not together, just
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All right.
Fuck,
I think
got
Cyndi
YouTube.
Lauper did one. They would do the anti-drug commercials,
Right.
And the very scary
Just
stuff.
Say No era.
Just Say No era, right? And it was horrifying stuff. So I was like, well, let's do that, but with this checking your kids' candy. So I got him to help me because I never directed anything like that.
And it was all to push.
just sell a pin.
Unbelievable.
That's awesome.
just 'cause
To sell a
when-
fucking
to sell a pin, yeah.
That's great.
It worked. I mean,
Yeah, the commercials are great.
yeah. I just like to make stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Me
just
too.
to create, to create. Because when I die, I need to have that. The commercial
It
will
lives
exist
on.
forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you dying anytime soon?
Uh,
I'm just,
Anything you want to reveal? Big ratings we could get on this. If,
We've
just
never
saying.
had a terminal guest before.
right.
Speaking of all the
Swallow the
Halloween,
razor
what did
blade.
you think of the remake?
Yeah, so at first I loved it. I really did. I was like, because I saw it with Jamie Lee Curtis in attendance, and the director.
Oh,
So I had a
shit.
special screening in the city.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it was.
Where was this?
Yeah, it was just my brother surprised me one day. He's like,
Was Frank Whaley there?
Frank Whaley was not there.
God damn
it. Dan Tur was there.
Oh.
Was he really?
No.
Oh.
God, I had to throw it in. But, but I saw it there, so I was just revved up on that energy. That was just some super energy. It was like in a school auditorium, so it wasn't the best experience to see it. But so I got caught up in it. I said nice
Wait,
things
you
about
know,
it.
hold on a
Yeah,
second.
we're pausing.
Where?
92Y or something like that in the city. It was,
How does it even work? Was
I
it
don't
like
know.
open?
It was open to the public. I think there was like 100 tickets.
And before like the movie premiered?
1 week before it came out. Wow. Yeah, 1 week before it came out. So it was like,
Why would they choose an auditorium?
it was terrible. It was like an inner city school. It was felt that's what the theater was like. I mean, I couldn't even see it because like the seats were just like
Were kids playing
folding chairs.
basketball?
there was a basketball hoop in the
I'm
fucking
just saying,
yeah,
like, I
yeah,
didn't know
yeah,
they-
but,
like,
yeah.
what kind
Yeah, it was like that, man. And
What time y'all gonna be done?
you just hear the movie and it's like
dribbling. Sorry.
We're gonna be testing the scoreboard in here. I hope we don't disturb you.
all right, well that's
Yeah.
cool. So
So, but
you
yeah,
see
so
it-
but then, but I have major. I'm sure you've discussed.
Did Jamie
that.
Lee do
She did a Q&A. It was wild, man.
Okay.
It was really goosebumpy.
it
you know?
would be
Yeah,
to
it's
see
huge.
her.
Yeah, it was.
I
Crazy.
watched the original last night because IFC played Halloween, played Gremlins and Gremlins 2, like right in a row.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
And I'm like watching her knock on the door, like Tommy, Tommy, and she's so skinny with her fucking bell bottom. Her pants are up by her tits. Like it's like the weirdest, like.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
every
70s.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The 70s, like John Carpenter probably had the same fucking pants and the same shoes.
No question.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I would love to meet her. Just I don't know. You grew up with her.
Yeah, for sure.
From
yeah,
like
it's-
that to
yeah.
Trading Places
Yeah.
to True Lies to the hermaphrodite fucking rumors.
Yeah, I don't get starstruck, but I could feel a little flurries. Like it was weird. Like you felt like 'cause she was like, here, but 10 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
And it was
Would you
just
have left
crazy.
your wife if she offered to blow you?
No.
Okay, just making sure. I don't know. Listen, if I don't ask that question, people
don't
that
We
listen,
ask every guest
Yeah,
that
yeah.
question.
Yeah, no.
But the film itself,
Yeah, the film itself.
what did you take from it? What's your
you all
breakdown?
saw it, right?
Yeah.
I saw.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the big thing was the script was they were just trying to do too many things at once, and so they kind of just too many stories going on and try to wedge it together. And then I didn't think the whole Danny McBride sense of humor belonged in Halloween.
And you could like the dad had his humor.
You like that?
Definitely.
No,
Oh yeah, I know.
that kind of just like threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like in the beginning where he's introduced and he's like, "Oh, I got to go clean something off my dick,"
penis, yeah.
and I'm like, "All right, I get," but like like Danny's writing that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And I heard that they made 2 movies,
Mm-mm.
and they wanted to release it as such. But they said, "What if this first movie bombs and we're stuck with the second movie?"
Really?
Really?
So then they kind of just smushed it into one.
There's a second movie out there?
No, they kind of just like condensed it.
Oh, okay.
And
But
then
I'm
like,
sure the DVD release
Yeah.
we'll be seeing.
I want to see that because there's an
Well, that's
the
the
original.
move.
The alternate ending.
Yeah.
You
That's
should-
the move. That's to
you'll
get people
be-
to buy it.
Did you see the?
I read the script, the alternate ending. It's interesting. Yeah.
You read the script?
Yeah. There was a
Look
script
at
that
this
was going
guy.
by. Yeah. It was
Fucking inside,
you get my-
bro. What
I-
the hell are you doing here?
I read shit
In
10
our
times.
basement.
Well, what happened was,
I read
no,
shit
what
10 times and I still can't. Like
Well,
you
no,
read
it's
the
fine.
script. And
So
you
you
know
know,
what's
Sam only reads in jail.
So,
true.
so Ryan
Said it.
Turek, we all know Ryan
Yep.
Turek.
Yes.
So what happened was,
we had Rob G on his
yeah,
Shockwaves
Galuzzo,
co-host
Galuzzo. What's his name? Galuzzo.
Galuzzo.
I said I saw the Halloween. I posted I saw Halloween, and then one of my buddies said, "Oh, what'd you think?" Because the script that was it like the script that I sent you? And I was like, "Fuck," I didn't want him to put it out there that he sent me a script. And then Ryan Turek commented, "Oh, that's interesting." And then this guy wrote to and this is in the comment section. He's like, he doesn't realize who Ryan Turek is. He doesn't
Oh,
realize he's
geez.
one of the
You
producers. of Halloween.
yeah.
So he's like, "You want me to send it to you?" And Ryan's
Oh my
like,
God.
Ryan's like,
Are you
My
kidding me?
Yeah, Ryan's like, "No, I'm good." And so then I got like, "Oh God."
Holy
Because
shit.
I love to say, because on the way home from seeing Halloween, I wrote to Ryan, "Great job," because I was so elated. But I just thought it was so cool to be able to, for whatever our relationship is, to be able to say to one of the producers of Halloween, "Love the movie." That's a cool thing to me.
Absolutely.
Little things like that. Yeah. So I was like, I hope this fucker doesn't ruin my, standing with Ryan. So I wrote to Ryan. I go, "Listen, man, he sent me the script. I read the first 10 pages, but I deleted it," which is true. I actually did delete it because I just don't want to be associated with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did read the ending, but I don't want to be associated with that. That's really, especially if I want to kind of break into this industry.
Yeah.
Right.
This sort of, what is this
Yeah.
called? Stealing.
You don't want to fuck something up over this.
No, you
Yeah,
could
yeah,
you could
And
really.
that guy's got a great story too. Like he was just a blogger.
Yeah, I know. He's just and he's awesome. He's like just a passionate.
Like they have a
passionate
show. Do you listen to Shockwaves sometimes?
guy. Yeah.
Great podcast. I was listening to Lynn Shay on it. That was like the last guest that they had on. And sometimes he's on, and sometimes he's busy. But like, man, it's just to hear him, as like the Halloween process was going on, and like that's what he was like a blogger, and then fucking
He's
like all these articles is like, oh yeah, like he went from this to like being
just
in.
hard work. He's just That's what's so great. He's just like an ordinary guy who just happens to know his shit, knew the right people, or well, he worked his ass to get to where he is. But no, it's great.
It's fun. Like, to me, this Halloween is kind of like The Last Jedi. Like, it just, you can't. Some people, like, I was listening to my friend's podcast today, and it's in his top 10 of worst movies of the year.
Whoa.
Well, come on.
Yeah,
That's a
he
little
hated
hard.
it.
Soundtrack is the
and
greatest
it's
soundtrack.
my number 5, but like the
Number 5 worst movie?
no best,
Oh, okay.
but on pure nostalgia.
Sure.
The other 4 like
Yeah.
was Terrifier.
Yeah.
Number 3 was Revenge, which was fucking great. You see that movie?
No, I saw you posted it.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
It's on Shudder. I don't know if you have Shudder.
I don't have Shudder.
I'll listen.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I loved it, and I'll admit that I blindly just like, I'm like, I don't care.
Well, it fed a place just from the beginning. Even the title credits with
Inflating
the pumpkin,
pumpkin.
it fed that nostalgia,
Yeah.
and it felt good.
the
to
pumpkin
see.
was a little weird looking, though,
And also, it kind of cleaned the slate of a litany of horrible Halloween movies a bit. That it wasn't as good as the first one and stuff like that. But it wiped away a lot of that mess for me. I'm like, that's nice. They made a good film.
It felt like it, and it's like, I went in thinking be better than Resurrection and be better than 5, and I'm good.
That's easy.
And be better than
And
the
Rob
Rob Zombie.
Zombies,
movie.
yeah.
Oh,
No.
you don't go. You should. Oh, I love those movies. I really do.
Do you really?
Yeah. I legitimately.
You don't
Because
like the second one.
I love
Nobody.
the second
No,
one.
you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Stop. Come on.
He
You
mentioned.
want to have a separate podcast? We can talk about it.
He
Oh,
mentioned.
my
He mentioned the
goodness.
House of a Thousand Corpses. Remember,
Yeah.
like on the first episode.
Oh, that's
you
right.
watched it
You
like
watched it
15 times, right?
And on the
Yes. On a
15th
little
time,
TV.
I love House of a Thousand
Me too.
Corpses. I love The Devil's
me
Rejects.
too.
Me too.
I'm not someone that just he's in it like
no.
a Rob Zombie
That-
hater. Even though he's made the Lords of Salem and 30. They were terrible movies.
I didn't
For
even
me.
hate 31.
No?
I'm gonna make you like Halloween 2 right now. Very simple.
my
Oh,
God.
please.
It's simple.
Mic drop.
Is this retribution or like kind of like penance to Ryan Turek?
Yes, this goes that.
Forgiveness. Here
No,
we go.
but we all want to know. Like you didn't like it because of the horse, right?
Yo,
The horse was just, I was already not liking it.
Yeah.
And then that horse came out, and it was like this moment of of clarity that I'm like, oh, I'm in the witness of something truly horrible here.
Okay,
So please.
but we all want to know why he does what he does, right? Right,
Michael?
That's what
not really.
Rob Zombie?
Yeah, Rob Zombie maybe, not Michael Myers.
people
Got a
do
hot
want to
wife
know what
and-
he does. In part 6, they try to explain it via astrology. Right?
Yes.
They try to explain why he does what he does.
Which I thought was like such a great undertaking, and I respect it so much more. Even though it was a mess, and maybe with like,
the curse.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
love
thought
that
6
movie.
was cool.
Yeah, it was great. It was good, great.
It was a complete mess, kind
Yeah.
of, but it worked, and I like. Yeah, it just to me, after the French guy ruined it in part 5 and was like, "Hey, take these loose ends and try to make sense of this."
Yeah,
And then the dude in part 6 is like, "All right, let me figure it out."
Yeah.
And he
Right,
kind
right.
of did, and it was so like inventive.
Yes.
That I respected for that,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Absolutely. But go ahead,
stars.
Halloween 2.
Well, all the horses, man. Michael Myers is just he's a schizophrenic, and that's just visions of what he's having. So, the horse was just a little bit nonsensy.
I felt like it
going
was
for
a crowbarred scene to get his wife on the screen,
Get her ass
looking
on the
majestic
screen.
and shit.
Because
Because she died.
It's very
you know what I'm
possible.
saying?
You didn't need the horse scene, but
Yeah.
the visions of what he's having and what drives him, I thought that was fucking great. But the best was the girl Compton. What's her name? Scalar?
Yeah.
Schmantz?
Scout Taylor.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I
something.
love that, and
Yeah.
and just I don't believe that you guys don't like it. I think you do, but it's popular to hate it.
Because
No,
I respect you
no,
so
I
much,
want-
I'm going back.
Nice.
I'm going to go back.
Well,
I'm getting back on the horse.
it's been on
Okay.
it's been on
I'm
cable.
going to get back on that one.
It's been on cable every night for like the last 2 months. Like it's constantly.
really?
And I put it on, and it's cool for the violence.
Yeah.
Very violent. Totally tipped my cap. But it felt to me like he put it together to like get financing for Super
No.
Beasto and just get paid.
Well, actually, what happened? This is what happened, and this is what I learned from. I believe it was the Halloweenies podcast.
Okay.
Was that he wasn't even attached to the second one. He just wanted to do the first one, and that was it.
Right.
The second one was going to get made, and then it was like lingering. So then they were like, I think they were like offering it to him, and he's like, all right, let me just see what you guys have and all this other shit. And then he was like,
I'll slap something together.
what was it? It might have been.
Far down the street.
I think he was trying to get something made that didn't get made. And it was like,
Oh, the hockey movie?
I don't remember. It was
that was for 31. Yeah, he was trying to do the.
he was trying to get something
Yeah.
made.
The
and
cartoon.
No. He was trying to get something made, and it was like in limbo.
Mm.
So Halloween 2 was being made without him. And then I think like all the directors bailed and all this other shit. So he was like, you know what, fuck it. He's like, I'm not doing anything. Let me
didn't know
go
that.
back and figure this out.
Oh,
That's
all
awesome.
right. I
So
didn't
it
know
wasn't.
that.
Yeah, it's still terrible. And Michael Myers looks like the bass player that died from fucking Slipknot. Like that's what it was. It was just like,
Oh man.
I don't know. He's just like the kills sound like
Yeah, he's grunting and.
grunting, but it was just ridiculous. And you know, to play devil's advocate, some 15 to 21-year-old probably watched those Rob Zombie Halloween movies and thought to themselves, okay, let me go back and watch the original Halloween. They were probably like, the original Halloween sucks.
Definitely.
It's boring.
Sure,
I
absolutely.
can't sit
That's
through
how
it.
all
Yeah.
the generations
Yeah,
go
that's-
through that
that'll
shit.
be-
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Travis Birkenstock said, the way my parents feel about Nine Inch Nails is the way I feel about, I forgot what he said.
I get it. It's a circle of life.
Yeah. And what else are you doing? So I saw the All Through the Night.
Oh, Through the Night, the short. Yeah.
so
We did that.
who's that, George?
George Taramas. Yeah,
Okay.
he's good friends with Frank. We have like a little crew, and you know, he was a filmmaker, and then he stopped for a while, and then he's getting back into it. So we put together this Christmas short thing. Fun. But
What did you do?
I did The Mask. We had Damian Maffei.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's the
Yeah,
guy,
yeah.
so it was cool. That was a pretty trip.
Most sarcastic motherfucker on the planet.
He
For
is,
real.
man. He's great, man.
Impressive.
He had me
I'm
dying.
serious.
So I was his mask fluffer. So every time we take, I put the mask on, take it off. But I had made the mask. I did the poster, and I just helped around production. I'll do anything. I just like to be on set. A few times that I've done it, I love it, man. I just want to do more of it. So yeah, that's what I did. So it was just fun.
It's fun. Like you like you said, you like to create things.
Like to create anything.
Me too. It's one of those things where but I could do it with music.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a friend of mine's like just recently. It's like, hey, help me write these songs. And
Yeah.
in my head, I'm thinking like, yeah,
It's fucking awesome.
that's cool.
Yeah.
because I know how to do that.
Yeah.
Like if you ask me, hey, help me change these brakes, I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do it, but like I don't really want to. But
Right,
if you're like, hey, help me write these songs,
Yeah.
I
That's
think I could do that.
Help
That's
me
cool.
fix these brakes creatively.
Yeah.
Now
bring-
you got me.
Bring your guitar,
Yeah.
play.
Play while I'm fixing the brakes. Play me something.
That I could probably, I could do
Come
that.
my house and serenade me.
Yeah, I could totally do that. Yeah, Damian, another dude, man, so funny,
Oh, he's great.
and he's listed as the toy maker.
He was the toy maker, right? So there was it's about a killer Santa, and we were just like, because we're good buddies with. We actually saw The Strangers with him. That was before he came to do this. I think the last time he was in Long Island was to see The Strangers. We went out to dinner, all of us. So George was writing the script, whatever, and he said, "Hey, do you think we can get Damian?" I said, "Ask. If he doesn't want to, he'll say no." But Damian's down, so he came out. It was good. I'm
Okay.
just thinking about him as a person because he always just jokes.
He is
he's
such
funny.
a fuck.
He's hysterical.
Like anything that I post that he disagrees with.
Yeah.
Like
Black Christmas.
he's like the black.
yeah.
Because I was like, I like Black Xmas,
Yeah.
but
I did
Yeah.
too.
okay, to flip it back
Yeah.
to what we
The
were
look
talking
of horror on his face when we told him that.
yeah.
we were like,
He's
"You know,
very
Okay, now I've mentioned this before, but it's so relevant because, like I said, the kids that watch the new Halloween are like, that's cool.
Yeah.
To me, I didn't see Black Christmas till like 5 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
And when I went back and I saw it, I saw Black Xmas first. And
Okay.
I was like, oh, this is brutal, violent,
Yeah.
angry. I like this. And then I watched Black Christmas from 73, 74 at Nighthawk. And when it was done, I was like, it's kind of boring. Like, I don't like this movie at
Little
all.
bit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Olivia Hussey though, because she's fine
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
in that
of course.
leading role.
I don't want to leave her out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those movies that, like me and Frank were saying, like you could put the movie on in the background and easily doze off. There's a lot of lull in that movie, like a lot of quiet moments. I don't think it's boring, but I could see how you would.
But it's the
think
same
boring.
thing.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
with Halloween.
Yeah,
Like if
exactly.
someone watched it
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, this is boring," I'm like, "Yeah," but to me, it's
Yeah,
not.
I totally get it.
Like you could put on a Fugazi record and you could put on
Huh.
Repeater, and somebody be like, "This is fucking terrible."
Did you-
And I'm like,
Did you watch Black Christmas, the original, in a nice, quiet environment when you saw it?
at Nighthawk in
But
the
with
theater.
people talking.
No,
You gotta watch. Maybe you gotta watch it in your bedroom.
I
or
did.
wherever.
I
Nighthawk
mean,
is your bedroom?
since,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, since then because it's been on.
Okay.
Once
and
again,
it still doesn't do. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I just doesn't, And shout out to Bob Clark. Everything like,
All right.
Yeah.
look at that career. A Christmas Story, right?
Mhm.
Porky's.
Right?
Like what a career.
Did he do Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things? Was that him? I think his first movie. Do you know that movie?
That's it. Yeah,
Possible.
I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
First movie.
But
Good to say it is.
going back to the Toy Maker. You know what I just finally saw? Silent Night, Deadly Night, Part 5.
Yeah, man.
The Toy Maker.
Totally. That's yeah. Well, yeah.
I didn't like everyone would be like, "Oh, that's a really good one," and I'm thinking like, I can't get past 2,
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. Right.
I didn't even try 4 until recently that I heard Brian Usna directed it.
Yeah.
That guy is one of those names that I've been seeing, and when I looked at his IMDb,
Yeah.
I'm like, "You're a genius."
He did Society, right?
He did.
Oh,
that
wow,
was the
that was
first
him?
thing that he did.
Yeah, I
Yeah, he
believe
did.
it.
Okay.
And that's one
He
of
did
the
The
most slept
Dentist.
on amazing movies out there.
He did The Dentist. He did so many. He did Nightmare. Return of the Living Dead 3.
I love that movie. It's
Like
great.
so much cool shit.
Huh.
So he was attached to Part 5, and it was on cable, so I DVR'd it, and it was pretty good.
It was great. Yeah,
Like
it's
the toy-
great.
the
Yeah, mannequin.
toys.
Yeah, yeah, it's great.
And then the end was so creepy.
fucking his mom. Yeah, right. He's trying to fuck someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
it's
great.
great.
Man. Totally.
Did you watch it?
I never seen it now.
Oh, that's
You?
you.
Yeah.
Which one?
Part 5?
No,
Silent Night?
no.
Oh, that's a
Okay,
fun one.
because 2 is...
They blur to me after a certain
Yeah.
point.
Two's
you
like
were
a
saying.
remake
I don't
almost.
even-
Yeah.
Except for
Just-
like Garbage
I might have
Day.
seen
Yeah,
it, but
exactly.
you're saying Part 5 specifically.
Yeah.
I can't even pull up what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
One
Yeah.
is so brutal.
It is.
And really, it's just that first 10... Like, when he sees his fucking parents
Oh, it's horrible.
killed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really very Christmassy.
No.
Okay. And then 2 is just terrible. 3
Right.
has Bill Moseley with a fucking plate on his head. Like, I was just like, yo, this is so... Like, it's almost like they dare you to watch it.
Yeah.
So bad. 4 is completely different. I know Clint Howard's in it.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I just skipped to 5, and 5 blew me away.
Yeah, 5.
I couldn't
5
believe
is
it.
great. 5 is it's like a Christmas. 4 is not really a Christmas movie. Maybe they have a little garland on the walls, but it's not really a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't feel Christmassy.
No, neither did 4.
I meant 4. 4 didn't
Okay,
feel
yeah,
Christmassy.
yeah, okay, yeah,
4
'cause
didn't
it-
feel. Toy Story, whatever it's
They
called.
probably shot it in
toy-
like July. Like get some garland,
Yeah.
staple it to
Well,
the wall.
yeah,
Look,
it
it's
felt-
fucking Christmas.
Yeah, it's like
Roll.
Yeah.
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 Wow, man. But yeah, so like just when I saw Toy Maker, that's what hit.
Oh
me
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
head.
Well, I threw that. George was writing it, and I said, "What if he was not a traditional Santa? What if he were more like a toy maker?" And the idea was from Silent Night, Deadly Night 5.
You trying?
So,
Okay. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's where. Yeah,
because like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
when I saw it, I was like, that's
Yeah.
exactly what stuck in my
Yeah.
head. So
Exactly. There you go.
You know what else I just recently saw? Okay, so I don't know if you listened to the Mick Garris podcast. I know I sent you guys.
I
links.
love
Yeah.
him. I don't listen to his podcast.
Oh my!
I have to. I love him as a person.
Listen to me.
He's great.
It's. I want him to adopt me.
Yeah.
Like I don't even care about my dad anymore. I don't care about mom. Like they're cool and shit. But like I'm 40.
He's
I'm like
great.
ready to move on.
Yeah.
I've had them forever. He is so like I listened to him. He had his guest list.
Yeah.
is amazing.
Mhm.
He had on Alexander Aja.
Right.
Oh,
we were just
Aja.
we were just talking about
Hills of Eyes.
yeah. So
earlier.
like
Yeah.
the thalidomide thing.
Yes.
So he was on there talking about, the movies and how Wes Craven brought him on to do that.
Ah.
And he had 2 meetings after High Tension. One was with Sylvester Stallone about like this movie, and he's like, that was just fucking surreal. And then 2 he said was with someone else, he doesn't remember who, and then the third was with Wes Craven, and he was like, holy shit. And then that's when he brought him on to do The Hills Have Eyes.
Mick Garris has something to do with The Hills Have Eyes?
No, Alexander
Aja, okay.
yeah,
got it,
so
got it.
he was talking to him on that. But anyway, yeah, back to Mick Garris. So he has on all these guests, and when I hear his credits, and I didn't know that he had something to do with Masters of Horror.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
created it.
Yep.
And, I mean, just his list is amazing. And it made me just recently want to watch, I think he heard me. Dad's calling me. All right, Dad.
That's fucked up.
It's like, who's this fucking Mick Garris guy I'm gonna fight?
It's totally what my dad sounded like. Too.
An old sailor.
Old sailor. But he made me want to watch Critters for the first time. Never saw
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So he wrote 2, the main course, and then I went and just went on. I don't like little critter thingies. I don't like creature movies, stuff like that. I like Gremlins.
One guy up there,
About tribbles.
No, or like
next to the Hellraiser thing.
Ghoulies. You gotta love ghoulies,
Is that-
bro.
I just
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Up in the toilet.
yeah, I just
They'll
don't,
get you in the end.
Yeah.
I don't like any of those things, but I would always see, like you're a kid, you see those boxes and stuff like that. So what
I
did you
feel
think?
you on that, though.
You,
I mean,
you guys
that's
all
how
watch
why I-
Critters?
The first one, Leonardo?
No, that's,
No, that's
4.
3.
Oh, it's 3.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it in years. That's the one with Kevin Bacon, right?
No, that's Tremors. That's Tremors.
Okay, so I'm not alone.
It's a good guess, Kevin Bacon. You might
I saw-
this good odds.
When
you know what I'm saying?
HBO when HBO used to have double feature Friday, I
Yeah.
saw Critters and Munchies.
That's awesome.
Munchies was
Back
like
to
the
back.
low rent
Yes.
Ghoulies,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was low rent
Yeah.
in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still trying to be
But that
Gremlin.
Ghoulies poster, with the toilet bowl, that's
Oh.
legend.
Oh, I love that. I love
Legend.
They sell an inflatable of that goes
And the Wasp
that
song.
goes for like fucking big money.
Like
Scream Until You Like It
Yeah.
by
Vintage
Wasp.
one, right?
too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Well-
we digress.
Yeah, we digress.
I don't know where the hell we got
I
here.
thought we were all gonna bro down on Critters.
Critters.
Guess not. But his podcast is amazing, and,
Yeah.
Nice.
and the first thing he did was Critters 2,
All right.
which was just so much fucking fun. Just went to YouTube, just like rented it, and it was just like 80s, fucking awesome. Lin Shaye was on it, so
I got to revisit another one.
Yeah.
I've been catching up on.
I'm not going to watch Halloween 2 anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch Critters.
Critters
Sorry,
too.
no offense, yo.
No, it will.
Anyway, so let's talk about what we've been kind of bugging on streaming services. I know, Langan, you saw something recently.
Fyre Fest
All right, so let's talk about it.
documentary on Netflix came out today, which I don't know. If you're friends with me on Facebook or whatever in the group, I've been following the Fyre Fest case, like Robert
too.
Mueller and Donald Trump. Like I'm following like that.
Mark and Parker have no idea.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
don't know
Fyre
what you're
Fest was a what was that? 2 years ago, I guess. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I just saw the movie too. But anyway, a bunch of trust fundy kind of kids set up this major concert event that was going to go down in the Bahamas on Pablo Escobar's old island and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. And needless to say, they were a bunch of scam artists and took all these rich kids. I think 6,000 people would come and
2 years
fly into
ago?
this island for a concert with
Yeah.
Ja Rule, Blink
Yeah,
182. And they got there.
Yep.
And there was no fucking food and the tents instead of VIP. There was no way to get them back off. It was a disaster. So they made a whole documentary about this. And the main guy that runs this scam on all these people, he is a douchebag of like Martin Scorsese, whatever the
Scorelli.
fuck proportions. Like
Was
just
it-
a
was it-
complete douchebag.
Was it a known scam?
No, what
Okay.
they did, and the whole movies too, is a statement on like all these influencers and shit that they have on social media. 'Cause they basically, he got money. They don't go into exactly how he totally came up or whatever, but I'm sure it was some shady shit. But they got models and they got musicians, flew them to this island to take a photo shoot and film this. They were gonna have this island concert where you get an island to yourself and blah 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 and all this shit, and that was like the real party. was the models and everyone coming down, and they sent all these videos and everything and sold these outrageous tickets. I'm talking like $4,000, fucking
I remember
all kinds of shit.
I remember.
With no like, it's just steamrolling, and some people that are working there, like, looking around at each other at some point, like, I don't think this is gonna. Maybe we should like look into cancel now. And this guy's always like full steam ahead, because he's one of those con guys. At that point, he borrowed to start this credit card. These millennial credit card that was like black steel and whatever, and he got people to buy into that, and then he took that money to go into something else, and before you know it, like fraud, like you wouldn't, when they break it down by the end on how much fraud this guy has, it's fucking mind-blowing, like how out of control it got.
And what I gather, because I didn't see it yet, but I'm going to watch it tonight, is Ja Rule probably just gave his name, right?
No.
Ah!
I thought the same thing. You'll see him come off like a dickhead, especially in this boardroom meeting. Like, what a fucking, like, at this point, like, Ashanti had the better career.
Nice.
But you, heyo, R.I.P. Sorry.
But
about
anyway,
that.
yeah, shout out.
Oh no, she didn't die. I was thinking of Aaliyah.
Oh
yeah.
Aaliyah was hot. She
My
was
bad.
hot, that one.
Sorry, Ashanti.
Nice.
Long Island represent. Too.
Nice.
But basically, they were, and they're on tape saying this. They're like, we're selling this idea to idiots and average Joes that they can have this fantasy weekend with these models and this
What
and that.
average
but
Joe?
essentially, they were selling themselves like they were these kind of promoter people to even pull this off. Like it's just you got to see the documentary.
What average Joe is going to spend $4,000 on a festival?
Exactly.
On a location.
These dudes are just out of control.
It's only
ego-wise.
rich people that could lawyer up.
Yeah, it was a bad idea to start, but once they dug in, it just kept. I mean, and the thing is, you don't feel bad for anybody.
Right, I was going to say.
Anybody. There's all these trust fund kids. Sure. The only people you feel bad for, there's a lot of people in the Bahamas that were building stages and feeding these people, and they had to pay money out of their own pocket. You know what I mean? They got fucking ripped off, and I feel bad for them. And this guy I think he ended up getting 6 years. But when he was out on bail for 300 large, he went and did another scam using the same mailing list that he had from Fyre Fest with somebody else's name and scammed more money while he was out on bail before his trial.
So he's like a known scam artist.
He is just like about that life.
Wow.
Yeah, he's about that. You know, on some
Crazy.
level, like you. I mean, I guess you just can't
You
help
admire
himself.
that?
Yeah, kind of, because it's like if
knock
you're
the
out
hustle.
on bail for $300,000 and you still can't help. Like most people will be like, "God damn, I'm good. I'm gonna change it." This guy's like, "How could I scam more money?"
In one of the weirder parts of the movie, he's got this other dude that bankrolls him. This older dude. I don't know what his whole story is either, but they were trying to get water released by customs to have water for all these people or whatever, and they were like, we want like $1 million or whatever, like today. So this guy, George, whatever the fuck his name was, he calls up his bankroll guy. He's like, listen, you got to really take one for the team here. You know, you're my gay millionaire, I believe he called him, something like that. You got to come down and suck this customs guy's dick. I swear to God. I didn't want to.
Do you know how good that blowjob
That's
would
at like
have
the
to be?
halfway point of the film where I'm like, oh, this is just outrageous. And the dude flew down there. It didn't go down.
To do it?
But watch it. You'll see the rest. But this is the kind of shit show that went on.
$1 million
All for
blowjob.
fucking water, huh?
That was one of the things. After people couldn't get paid, all the locals that weren't getting paid, they started running at like the trust fund kids, thinking we're going to grab some hostages to get paid. That's the only way we're going to get some money. People are like running for their lives trying to get to the airport, It was Lord of the Flies.
Turned into like a Canon film right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
my God.
picture like you're down there and you're like some like poor local with a machete, no shoes, and they're like, "Yo, do me a favor, like, round up like 20 of you dudes and fucking like banana tape this fucking like
up. That rich
stage.
bankroll guy. He's like,
Wow.
he borrowed someone else's shirt and got changed and hid behind a urinal for a while and then jumped into the back of a car and fucking laid down in the back to get to the airport.
And you have
it is ridiculous.
and you have nothing but marks like right in front of you. You're like, what? Like everyone there.
Yo, they just gave up. Like, okay,
Just
$4,000. Go
marks.
see Blink 182. The pictures of the place looks nice, I
Right.
guess. And then like a couple weeks beforehand, hey, any updated pictures on what our accommodations look like? They were fucking tense. And the thing is, like, the story got legs when You know what did it was a picture of the cheese sandwich
Yeah.
as their food.
As
They were
their
supposed
food.
to have like sushi and whatnot.
Well, because everyone was doing like live Facebook feeds or whatever
Yeah.
from the island, being like,
But that
"We're
picture of the
stranded."
sandwich in the styrofoam came out, and boom! That's when it went on everyone's radar, to the point that Netflix made this documentary, and Hulu did some gangster shit and put out a Fyre Fest documentary the night before.
They did.
Oh,
and I-
shit.
But I
Yeah.
heard it's not as good as Netflix. I
Interesting.
haven't seen. But anyway, sorry to go on so long, but I feel very passionate
No,
about
that's
Fyre
right.
Fest,
I
as
wanna
you
see
know.
this.
Go see it.
They'll probably turn it into a
What's
movie.
in Netflix?
James Franco or something.
James Franco.
Yeah, please. They can't make a mockumentary would be great on this. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously. Video games, like an app with Survive Fyre Fest. Like that guy could have flipped it into some shit, but you'll see.
Anything
Man.
on any streaming services you've been bugging on?
It's sad. That's a New Year's resolution, believe it or not, to watch more. I haven't seen any of these fucking recent films. It's bad.
What do you do? Stare at a wall when you're
No,
home?
I just rewatch movies that I've seen already.
House of a Thousand Corpses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
And it's
so
sad. It sucks. I have to really. No, seriously. This is
what was the
like-
last thing that you rewatched?
rewatched? Rocky today.
The first one?
yeah, of course. Yeah. It's the greatest
Huh.
movie ever.
Really?
yeah. Well, while I was working, yeah. So
What
I
about
haven't-
what? Is it better than 4?
Yeah, I think so. Rocky 1 and 2 are my favorite.
Fucking Joe Spinelli's in that shit.
Yeah.
So
Man,
great.
Depends on what you're looking for, because Rocky 1 is like a legit, good, down
Yeah.
and out
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
story drama,
Yes,
whatever.
yes,
Rocky
yes.
4 is just
Oh, Rocky's 4.
some 80s
Phenomenal.
fucking
Yeah.
candy of like.
Yeah.
And you look at the budget from 1 to 4 too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
1 was
Right,
like
right. I stopped at 4.
gritty, fucking,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
Best
yeah,
training
gritty as fuck.
montage ever.
Great.
though.
Five was pretty terrible. That
Yeah.
was
I don't
Tommy-
watch that one.
Tommy
Tommy
Gunn.
Morrison.
Tommy Gunn.
The
Was
real
it?
boxer, Tommy Morrison. He died of AIDS. I
Yep.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. It was like a street fight at fought at the
Yeah,
end, I think,
yeah.
or something like
Street
that.
fight at
It was-
the end.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
But,
Shout out to part 3 too.
Mm.
Mr.
Yeah.
T, Clubber
Phenomenal.
Lang,
Yeah.
Thunderlips.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fucking
you know-
Hogan.
Riot.
it's great.
Burt Young is still alive. Can you believe
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Every now and then somebody dies, and I'm like, God damn! I had no idea that
Yeah.
they were still alive.
I thought Randy Quaid had died. I looked him up.
Really? Why?
I don't know.
Well-
I was so happy when I found out he's alive. Was
He's
so
hanging
happy.
in there.
Still
Yeah.
crazy, but
yeah. He's great. I thought he died years ago, baby.
No.
No, he's-
Yeah. I don't know why. I was just thinking Burt Young because I'm like, this dude's still alive. He's got to be. He was old.
He was
30
always.
years
Nah.
He's one of those guys that was always old.
Yeah, but he's old. He's
Like
in
he
Creed.
came
yeah,
out-
He's always,
You know, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he's been old since like
Yeah.
the 70s.
I'm like, damn, that guy's
he's the
always
best.
old.
Have you seen Amityville 2?
No.
Yeah, that was
He's in
awesome.
That. Oh, he's in that. Oh,
and Diane Franklin.
yeah. Oof. You got to watch
Weird,
it. Have you seen
weird
No.
incest scene in that movie.
I saw
Bizarre.
1 and 3. That's all that I
Okay,
saw.
Amity 2, not to get tangential, it is so damn good. It's such a great movie. It's
No
like
question.
It's like
Why is
very
it good?
Italian-y. Why is it good?
Italian? Oh,
It had-
Jesus Christ.
it's-
Well, it
what
had
I'm
more to
saying.
do with the DeMeo thing, right? Didn't
yeah,
it?
it was
they
about
tie
it's
in
the prequel.
real story.
It's the prequel, but it's
Yeah.
done like beautifully. And Bert is a fucking maniac. Like as dick as he was in Rocky, he's
Yeah.
like 6 times.
I
dick.
love it.
That's a good watch. That's like
Yeah.
a film that time
It's
forgot.
great, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Incest, a lot of incest.
Yeah,
Wow.
some weird
A lot
weird
of
scenes.
I
man.
watched.
Yeah.
I watched an Argentinian movie. I made a list of like. Actually, you know what I've been doing? Because I said this on the wrap up our last episode. How I just should keep track all year about the shit that I've listened to, watched. So I've been doing that. All the records, all the TV shows, and all the movies that I watch. So I watched this movie called Trauma. It's like an Argentinian movie. Speaking of incest, and it's pretty fucking like brutal.
I know the name.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it
definitely
came
know the
out
name.
last year.
Top 5 incest movies. Next episode.
Honestly, this could definitely. It's got the brutality of a Serbian film,
Oh wow.
like very much so. And
I didn't see that still, but
you know, the production value is great. It's not like you're watching August Underground where you're just like, it's gross. Like you're actually watching a movie with a Serbian film. It's just the subject matter.
I don't want to sidetrack you though. Tell me about
Yeah,
this.
same thing. So this movie, you know, the beginning, you know, within like the first like 5 or 10 minutes, you know, it's I guess it has stuff to do with like communism in that area, and so this general, you know, has his wife tied up, and he's like, he found her, I guess maybe like fucking someone else or something like that. So in order to, I guess, pay her back, he has, I don't know, he's like torturing her. So he takes his son and has him kind of rape his mom, you know, as payback. And it's fucking brutal. And while he's fucking her, he makes, I don't know, he's fucking her, and then like he orders his like soldiers to shoot her. So they kill the mom, and they still make him come. And that's like the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Holy shit!
And then
I just stumble upon this little film.
My friend Brian Casal and Nate Vanderwerker, shout out to them. They stumbled on
They
it. They're
recommended
like,
it.
yeah, they're like, yo, because you know we're so jaded, so we're in this thread, and they were like, man, watch this movie because it's fucking a Serbian film type brutal. I'm like, okay, so I was at home. I waited till like my girlfriend left because she was not going to watch something like that. And then I started watching it, but it's great. It's.
I could just
it's a good
imagine
movie.
that conversation. What's it about, Sam? Well,
but also like you know, it's just very I don't know. It's brutal, and there's like a lot of fucked up shit in it. But
it's good though.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the-
I thought it was really good. There's some really like brutal scenes to watch, especially like this rape scene, but not that one, another one. Where you're looking at the actors and you're thinking like, I feel like you should be arrested right now. Like I know that this is a movie, but I feel like you're
That realistic?
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah,
man,
it's
that's
kinda-
a rough watch.
it's
You
a
gotta
rough
be in the
watch.
mood for something like that.
Yes.
Yes, but it's
Great,
you know
yeah.
you brought up incest, so I wanted to crowbar that in. So.
Right.
But
You don't have that one on the wall, do you?
No, that one.
is that
I think that's streaming on PBS right now.
anything on streaming sites?
I checked out Black Monday. Well, I mean that's Showtime, but still, they put
Same thing.
put the preview up of that. I pretty much went into it just because I love Don Cheadle. I had no fucking clue what it was about, and funny enough, I was watching him in colors the night before because I have the same.
Rocket.
Yeah, I have the same problem that Mark
God,
does.
he
I
was
just
in-
instead of watching fucking new movies, I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, here's Colors and here's fucking Lean on Me and The Principal and all these other
Yeah.
shit movies that I could
Great,
fucking
yeah.
watch. So I go into it watching it. All that I know is that, you know, it takes place in the 80s. I'm sold already between the fucking clothing and the music and everything. And it's actually about
Any
the
fanny packs?
No, that's where I come in. And it's about the Wall Street crash. So that's what the Black Monday is about. And you know, my father being a stockbroker for so many years, he was there during this. So I'm definitely interested to see what happens to that. So that starts, I think, technically it starts, I think, Sunday. This was just the preview. And then the other thing I watched was True Detective, which I watched both episodes back to back, and I was fucking sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started watching. Did you?
I watched the first season. Absolutely loved it. I heard so many bad things about the second one. I was kind of I'm like, I passed on it. But everyone's telling me that I should check out this one, right?
Yeah.
And they're not tied in that I
No.
can just pick up part
Yeah.
3, right?
Yeah,
Because 2 is worth skipping, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't watch 2 because of the same thing.
Yeah.
What I've noticed is like there's so much shit to watch. So if you get enough
too
bad
much.
press,
Correct. I agree.
it's like, you know, you only have so much time where it's like, okay, do I watch 10 things that people tell me I should watch,
Right.
or
Right.
do I gamble on one thing that
Right.
20 people told me was terrible?
Yeah.
You know, it's
That's
like
the thing.
I got a life, I got shit to do.
Yeah.
But the first 2 episodes are great. It's, you know what I like about it? It's slow, but it's not boring. Like the character development and all this other stuff. Like you're
Oh yeah.
you're trying to, you know, you're investing in the story,
Right.
and then you start, you know, like, man, that guy, what,
The main guy.
yeah,
Great actor,
Yeah,
that guy.
Shah, something Ali. He was in Moonlight.
Oh, okay.
Man, he's just great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's like a mystery, and you don't know what's happening, and it's
Yes.
but it's interesting.
It's like one of those like, you know, like at midnight you scroll past like MSNBC or whatever, and there's like American Greed or like one of those
Yeah.
stories
Right.
where like the couple, it's like, oh, you know, Janice and Bob used to go bowling every Friday.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Everything seemed to be great on the exterior.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Until-
and then
Yeah.
like a week later, and sometimes you look at your girlfriend or like someone that you're with, because it's the same thing. It's like everyone's just hanging out until one day you do some fucked up
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
and she's like, yo, I'm gonna kill you, and then she tries to kill you, You know what I'm saying? Like that's what. It's like a long form of that. I love those.
Well,
shows.
did you see? You're familiar with the West Memphis 3? Those,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It has that vibe, by the way. There were actually parts that were, if you ever seen the documentary West Memphis,
Sure.
called Paradise Lost.
Paradise
Yeah.
Lost.
Well, I'm not going to ruin the show.
Three
but-
Crazy,
documentaries,
yeah.
I believe it ended up being.
yeah, it's crazy. But there was direct pieces of Paradise Lost in this True Detective movie. It was,
no.
I gotta check it.
extremely,
Also, the 3 timelines. How cool is that?
Yes.
yeah. If you could keep up, it's pretty good.
I like things like that.
There was a lot of pausing when I was watching it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had to read. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it just worked because it's like old guy. I'm like, okay, that's that timeline. You know, short fro. That's fucking 1990. And then the other one, with fucking Steve Dorff.
Oh, love it.
Oh yeah. it's-
Fucking
yeah.
Blade fame.
You know, I thought that was the dude from Halloween 4. I thought that's who that was.
Oh,
yeah, I was like,
shit.
that's that guy. But
Really?
yeah, they look
who's
exactly
that?
the same.
Fucking the guy from Dazed and Confused. Something Sasha.
Oh,
Sasha
fuck.
Sasha
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
No.
Well, not even close.
No, it is Sasha. It is Sasha.
No. I'm just saying, like, yeah.
Yeah. No, right. When I saw them, I was like, no, that's clearly not him.
Complete. Yeah, like where they dig him up from. Like, oh, where's that guy who was in Halloween 4 and Dazed and Confused?
Holy
We gotta
shit,
get
yeah.
We'll have our interns look that up.
Yeah.
Later. Put it on the post.
Who's that guy that was banging that?
Cops do it by
Meeker's
the-
daughter.
Oh, she was hot. That
Cops
chick.
do it by the book.
She wasn't hot, but like her tits were pretty.
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
she was.
Wise up, Rachel.
Nice.
Yeah, so that show's good. As far as me, I'm going to, before we hit this break here. Okay. I know the last episode we talked about Escape from Dannemora. It wasn't finished yet. I'm going to mention it now because I saw all 7 episodes. Wow.
Great
What
ending,
a
right?
Fucking. Well, I mean, I knew the ending.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet,
It's
What is this show?
but I have
my
not
God.
heard a bad thing about
Yeah.
it.
I take your recommendations very serious.
okay.
The Ben Stiller.
It's Ben
Yep.
Stiller directed, Benicio del Toro, Paul Dano, and Patricia Arquette, and it's the 2 people that escaped from Dannemora in 2015. Man, Ben Stiller does such a great. Like he directed a 7.
The 2 convicts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 7 episodes, and holy shit! Like I can't say enough. Like everything about it was great.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm
Perfect
totally.
7-part series.
It's a Netflix joint.
Showtime.
Showtime joint.
You got that shit over there?
Yes, I do.
Fucking show now, baby.
Showtime killing it right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
For
Sure.
real.
Absolutely.
Rick Rubin thing coming out.
Oh, I'm excited about
Well,
that.
the Rick
the
Rubin
Agnostic
thing.
Front.
G.G. Allen.
G.G. Allen. Yeah, great stuff.
The
Great music.
Death Row shit, and also what they announced today was of Mikes and Men, which is a 4-part Wu-Tang documentary.
Oh, damn.
Isn't that great? Of
Come
Mikes and
on.
Men.
I love it.
I love that.
I
shit.
love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, Showtime. But once again, there's just content all over the place.
We didn't even talk about, and I would have said Bandersnatch.
Tell them about Bandersnatch.
So Bandersnatch, right? So you had asked what things I would watch stream. That's the one thing I did. That and the Ali G show, the This Is Us or This Is America, whatever.
Yo.
Anyway, great, amazing, it's
Fucking
so good,
amazing.
so good, brilliant.
What is Bandersnatch on?
Bandersnatch, right? So now it's great if you don't know it and you press play. That's what I did, but
Black Mirror.
It's Black Mirror.
Oh,
What
okay.
streaming
Netflix,
service?
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a Black Mirror episode,
Okay.
which is standalone, right? It's choose your own adventure, man.
Oh.
Somehow they figured out how to turn a '90s PC game into a fucking experience, and it is wild, man. Your experience could last 40 minutes or 9 hours. Because it's literally like that. It's brilliant. It's going to be the wave of. There's
so
going to be more of these things. I think
It's like because I used to read those
you need your remote.
books,
Yeah, that's
Dungeons
what-
and Dragons
Sure.
in the '80s and
Yeah,
shit. So
for sure.
something comes up in this.
Something will pop up on the screen, which happened. I didn't know what the fuck it was. Without ruining it, it's not going to ruin the story.
No, it's not going to ruin it.
Yeah,
like
it
you're
asks you what cereal you want.
your cereal.
Yeah.
Also, I heard you're on the bus, and
Yep.
it asks you if you want to listen to the Thompson
Twins,
Twins
yeah.
or
I forget what else.
some other like
Yeah,
new wave.
Tangerine Dream is
Yeah.
a choice you could.
I love
Oh, yeah, that's great. So it's you need a remote. It doesn't work with Apple TV. It's some sort of thing. Roku it probably will work, but you need your remote, and you will point at the TV, and depending on what you choose, it'll play a different thing.
That
And it's
is
fucking gets in your
brilliant.
head. Somehow it gets in your head. It really gets you anxious. It can
The
really
horror?
fuck you up. It's not horror, but it makes you feel that if it's not scary, but it fucking messes
Thriller.
with you. Yeah,
It would be
yeah, it's
in
like
that
yeah,
camp.
it can really fuck you up. It can
Wow,
really
I'm
fuck
sold.
have you
That's
guys not
awesome.
heard
Yeah.
about this?
And they're
I don't
getting-
know. Again, there's so
Yeah.
much shit out.
No,
It's
but
just
it's like that
sometimes-
was like
that was
the,
that and Bird Box was.
Bird, yeah,
I
those
haven't
Bird
watched
Box,
that
yeah.
yet either.
Those
You
were
guys?
like nah.
Yeah, I guess I have been watching shit. So
Did you watch Bird Box?
it was terrible. It was the worst movie I've ever seen. I hated it so bad.
Yeah, people. But yeah, I'll tell you this. So, what a format to go with. Like 45 million people streamed it.
I know
Hmm.
Like,
because of a meme.
yeah, and it's like okay, you could release if that was released in the theater, what it would done maybe okay in 1 week, 2
Right.
weeks,
Yeah.
and then it would have been gone.
Yeah, that's true.
This way, it's just direct to Netflix, and everyone, if enough buzz, it's just
Yeah.
I don't know, like
Oh, part 2 probably getting made right now, right? That's what you
Bird
hope
Box
for.
too.
You heard those things that Netflix was making the memes?
I
There's
believe it.
Yeah, it's very true.
If they were good for
Yeah.
that's brilliant.
Yeah.
You have to.
You
there's
got to
so-
approach things a different way nowadays,
Yeah.
to get people on it. But
There's so many. Yeah, I mean, everyone's just trying to get like a slice of your
I
attention.
mean, essentially, I haven't seen the film, but was it made like based on the success of A Quiet Place, and there's something involving vision instead of
Yeah.
speech?
Well,
essentially,
yeah, that's
are
what it
we
is.
close?
Bird Box was a book that came
Okay.
out.
Was it?
It was written before A Quiet Place.
Oh,
okay.
okay. I
Okay.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that either.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. I'm full of those. Let's talk about for 2019. I know we were all looking at a list. Anyone pick any movies from that list that really struck a chord with them?
What you got, bro?
I did. I love that Happy Death Day movie. so
Me too. That I picked that one.
So much fun.
Yeah.
So I'm psyched for that sequel. Us, same thing.
Yeah.
Because big fan of what he's done. So
All
far.
eyes on that
All right.
guy right now.
We'll let's stop there. So Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Great
Yep.
movie.
You gotta somewhat buy in. That guy did Scout's Guide to the Zombie
that was
Apocalypse,
great.
That was great.
which I thought was better.
Yeah.
But the way he directs and presents a film, a lot of fun. And
Definitely.
you got to buy in. Like by the end, like I didn't really like the reveal and kind of like that nonsense. But when I watched it again, I just had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
And then the trailer to this, Happy Death Day to You Now, it's called February, I think it gets released.
My eyes roll when I first. I'm like, what are they going to do now? But then I was like, wow, pretty
it
clever.
seems crazy.
Yeah.
Like now it just seems like the trailer to the new one seems ridiculous. So I'm all about watching it. You're gonna watch it, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You're
Oh
right.
yeah, I'm a
So.
huge fan.
Yeah.
Anyone-
Jordan Peele. I mean,
Did anyone else pick Us? 'Cause
Definitely.
I had Us.
Yeah.
I did not, but only because I skimmed it too fast. But of course, Jordan Peele is amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
And
Everybody's looking at that picture because
And
it's a big follow-up.
Yeah.
it's a big follow up, and also
that sophomore slump.
Loonies. I got 5 on it, man. That song,
Ah, yeah,
man. That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
jam right there,
Classic.
man. I'm just like, I like because he's our age, so the shit that he puts in
Mm-hmm.
is a lot of fun. He
No
was on
doubt.
the Shockwaves. It's a hip hop song.
No, I know. I got five.
Okay.
Listening with that.
Oh well, no, you
Yeah.
just looked at me like
No,
what
no,
are
no,
you-
no. I thought it was the Lost Boys that sang that song.
No.
Okay.
But
Loonies.
yeah, I mean, I could see why you would think
Yeah.
that. It's a very a Lost Boys-ish type song. A while ago, the Lost Boys played this place called Tokyo Joe's in Center Reach, and one
I
of
saw Corey Feldman there.
Did it? One of those dudes
his
fucked
band.
one of my friends. So shout out to the Lost Boys.
All right.
I don't know who it was, but he definitely banged one of my friends, and good for you.
Yeah.
Because later on, she was called as the Tokyo Ho,
Wow.
Tokyo
Wow.
Joe's. But,
Renee.
Yo, Renee. Her name was Renee. But so Us, yeah, I definitely.
Yeah.
For me, all 4 of us are going to see it. Anything else?
Under the Silver Lake.
I like that
Yeah.
trailer.
Godzilla, just because, let's be fucking honest, it's
So,
Godzilla.
Godzilla was made by Michael Dougherty.
Yeah.
Trick or Treat,
Oh yeah.
Krampus.
Mm.
I have no urge to see Godzilla. Though.
Do you have what?
No urge to see Godzilla. I hate Godzilla.
I love Godzilla.
I loved it growing up, but like there was a lot of shitty relaunches of that.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's just so vast, that world, so I wouldn't even know where to start.
I mean, the last one was probably the best out of all of them.
That was with Bryan Cranston, right?
Yeah, and then with this, so they introduced, like Rodan's in this, and Mothra, and the other monsters.
I do like Rodan.
So there's only two? This one and...
Yeah. But, I mean, if you count, like, the fucking Matthew Broderick piece of shit. And
terrible.
Is that the one with Puffy and Jimmy Page?
Word.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Cashmere. How the fuck?
Oh, my God.
Yo, P. Diddy was like, yo, let me just talk over Cashmere. Jimmy Page is like, yo, say no more, fam. Hold on. Let me play it.
Wow,
that's one of the worst.
I gotta share that.
Over-bloated fucking production songs that's ever been made.
That's amazing.
Embarrassing.
God.
But I love Michael Dougherty.
I
I want that Trick or Treat sequel. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any inside information other than it's
That's
coming.
how I'm looking at you right now. With your previous
I'm doing the
stories,
poster.
Jamie Lee Curtis is an ad. I'm like, oh yeah, when's that coming out?
Yeah, this guy wasn't a screening with Jamie.
You heard it here first. Marc Shoenbach, the Trick or Treat sequel in the works. Dropping next.
The script's going to be delivered to the house.
Wait till Blabbermouth puts that. But yeah, the world, and I think Krampus. People want to fight me on it.
Yeah.
I think it's a modern day classic.
Great.
I loved it.
I think, but some people disagree with me.
Hated
Like
it.
Mike
There's
Malamo
always-
probably
Well, of course. He's always contrary.
disagrees with everything.
Yeah.
But to me, it's almost like the heir apparent to Gremlins for
Yeah,
Christmas.
of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fun movie.
People
I
thought they
liked
were
it.
going to get Trick or Treat, but a Christmas version of that.
Right.
And it's not that. It's a kids movie, really.
Yeah.
It's
You
a
know what
great kids movie
Yeah.
because the monsters were I don't. To me, it was a combination of like Gremlins meets like Amazing Stories. You know, like just
Good. Yeah.
completely, and then the reveal of Krampus it was not corny at all.
No.
And then the ending was fucking great.
I mean? Yeah, it's great. I
So,
love that movie.
do you know who Chris Columbus actually wrote?
Yeah, he wrote everything.
No, but he wrote a new Gremlins, and it's going to be a remake.
Really?
Yeah, which is
He wrote the
strange.
first one.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't know why it's going to be a remake, but supposedly it's coming out. It's going to come out this year. Or it's going to be made this year. You know.
I'm calling it out. It'll start in Japan. Is that where the Gremlins originally came from? Right? We didn't really know, but it was Japanese. They were
Mogwai
from
sounds pretty
Japan.
Japanese.
right. They were shipping them over.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it'll take place. We'll see something. I think.
Well, didn't the father bought it on a trip, right? Wasn't
Yeah.
it?
But
Well, he was in Chinatown.
Yeah.
Dick Miller.
Yes.
He was saying how they're sending
Right.
from Japan, so there was, but he just threw that in there. But that storyline was never really sussed out. But the idea, I think, is Gremlins are from Japan or something like that.
Interesting.
Fucking Mr. Peltzer, man.
Yeah.
On his business trip.
Mr. Futterman. Yeah, that guy had made like the worst inventions ever.
That's great.
But you can still watch it. And I was listening to Joe Dante on the Mick Garris podcast, and he said he wanted to create like It's a Wonderful World type background with these creatures.
Yeah.
Because he said if it was a realistic town, it wouldn't work with these creatures.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's interesting. Then you watch Gremlins, and that town is like, once you bring in the Gremlins, it turns into something else.
Yeah.
But the beginning is just like this happy,
I love it.
Pleasantville type
That's perfect. Yeah.
Christmas town.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the lady getting mad at the dog, and so I don't know. And Phoebe Cates.
Yeah.
Queen.
So hot.
Oh yeah.
What else?
Child's Play. I'll try it. I mean, it's a remake, but I'll watch it.
I hate Chucky.
Do
Me
ya?
too. I don't like that franchise.
Same
at
thing,
all.
like probably why you said you didn't like little creatures and shit like that. Like I just never
You don't
found
do
the doll.
dolls?
I'm like, yo, fuck that doll. I kick that thing. I step on it. It's like fucking 2 feet tall. You know what I'm saying?
It's just okay.
What
But-
else?
but hey.
47 meters down,
Yeah.
uncaged.
Yeah.
I was a sucker for that first one.
Oh,
Did you
it's
like
great.
that one?
I did.
Yeah.
I
Love
did.
That one. That was
That's-
scary as fuck.
That's the director of Strangers.
Yeah.
I didn't care for that one as much.
47?
I heard
Yeah, is that the one that they're in the shark cage and
Yeah.
it breaks?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what.
Oh, really? Oh, that one.
Johannes
and
Roberts.
sharks scared the fuck out of me.
Me too.
So like I was all down for it. I'll watch any shark.
It wasn't the
fucking movie.
sharks that scared me. It was just the idea of being
Claustrophobia.
claustrophobia.
And fucking.
The water scares me. So just the unknown being down there. That movie got under my skin, man.
I can see that.
It's one of those that I just didn't want to watch. But
Oh, you didn't see it?
I like his work. He did that movie Expelled, which was like the first thing that he did where kids like attacked a school. And I think it did very well in like some festival, and I think that's how he started to get money. 47 Meters Down did very well for him. I think Strangers did okay for him too. So he's doing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
That pool scene once again. It got a lot of nods. Got a lot of props this year or last year.
It was a great scene.
Yeah.
Great scene, and Total Eclipse was used in that, just like it was used in Dead Snow 2.
Oh, was it? I didn't see Dead Snow.
Snow 2.
Oh, the second one's great.
Yo, Dead
Good
Snow
series.
2 is amazing.
Really? Okay.
That's a solid little franchise.
Do I have to
there.
watch? Oh,
Dead
well,
Snow.
I'll watch one.
So and it's in English too.
Okay.
So yeah, there's like zombie sex going on, and that song
that's
plays.
That's pretty cool.
Because that's the only thing I thought of when I saw like the pool scene. I'm like, where have I heard the song
Zombie
before? And I was
That's
like,
awesome.
okay.
Yeah.
So what else?
What else we got? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh,
Fuck
the
yeah.
Tarantino
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. So
I had no idea he was coming out with
I mean,
something
that
new.
fucking
I'm
cast.
there.
Let's be honest.
That cast
Yeah.
definitely like who. So it's like DiCaprio.
He's one of those auteurs, and a lot of people say he steals shit and this whatever, but whatever. He's one of those directors that's out there that you get excited that they're coming out with something new. It's an event, you know what I mean?
And he said he wanted to stop at 10 movies.
Yeah.
He wanted to stop at 10 movies. He's like, I want to make 10 great movies, and then that's it. And I think this is number 9. And his
How the
last...
fuck's he gonna stop? That film is in
knows?
his blood, man. Or
Who
just
knows?
produce, probably,
Maybe.
and not direct.
But his last movie might be one of his best.
Fantastic.
The Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Did you watch that?
No.
It's
Very
on
good.
Netflix. And why didn't you watch it?
Oh, were we talking about the Tarantino one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw. Well, I'm an
Pay
hour and a
attention.
half. Yeah. I'm
Please.
sorry.
I got to edit this shit out.
an hour in. I don't love it. I didn't love it.
Nah.
You know what
What
I mean?
didn't you love?
I don't really love Tarantino. Is that crazy? It's crazy, but I don't.
You don't like any of his movies?
I like Pulp Fiction, and I liked Inglourious Basterds, but I don't love any of his stuff.
Reservoir Dogs?
Never saw it.
Wow.
Wow.
I never saw it. Never saw it. So yeah, but you're looking at me with such fucking hate.
I
I think it's bewilderment.
yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a lot to take. Like if you're not into his movies,
Yeah.
you're being dealt like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah,
with
but that's
90%
that's
dialogue.
correct. That's what it is.
That's true.
That's exactly what it is.
There's no turning it off that it's a Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's-
That's a great way to put
Yeah.
it. Yep.
So
That's his style. Love it or
Yeah.
hate it.
with
yeah.
with Grindhouse.
Yep.
What did you think of Death Proof? Probably.
I didn't like any of those things. I mean,
Oh, you-
Grindhouse, the movie is why I do what I do now because of the poster. Got me into that. But I
Planet
remember.
Terror?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
like that.
right. No,
Terror
you-
was
That's
that
my
was the better
favorite
one.
No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
that,
it was 'cause
like
the poster,
I
yeah.
remember your story.
Yeah, that's what it was.
When you were here.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
right.
the inspiration,
So
right?
I have to, I have to pay credit where it's due. But I saw those movies just once in the theater, and I never saw it again. I don't know. Did you watch the entire thing?
I saw the entire thing 3 times. I went to the movies to
I
see
saw
that
it in the
3 times.
theaters too. That was fun.
A double feature.
yeah.
Yeah, I watched
Wow,
it,
okay.
and I loved it so much that I
That's
kept
awesome.
bringing different people.
That's cool. That's cool. You understood what it was trying to do. Trying to say you got
absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I grew up loving those types of movies. Like back in the day, you can go to a gas station. And they would sell like random VHS tapes of like
Right.
just these exploitation
Yeah, yeah,
films.
That's why I love that movie because it was specifically made to people like us.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
if you don't get what
Yeah.
they're trying to do there,
But did
and
you
you're
guys
just some
do the-
normie or whatever,
Right,
you're
you
like,
wouldn't
what?
get it,
This
yeah.
is fucking terrible.
You're a normie. That's the problem.
Maybe that's what it is.
No, I mean Grindhouse
But
specifically.
did you
not
guys
all
do like 42nd Street in the theater, or is that before our time?
That was
'Cause that-
before.
That's
Right, that would have been
Before,
like early
yeah.
70s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been okay.
No, but and another one recently that I rewatched again was Machete.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I thought that was great,
Yep.
but
It's fun.
if you don't know the angle that they're coming from, it's just
Yeah.
seems like a stupid,
Right, exactly.
ridiculous
They're love letters to that
Yeah, that's
era. You know
to
what
that
I mean?
era. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So Anything else?
Second part of It. I'm excited for that. So like
You like the remake?
Oh,
did.
yeah.
I thought it was great.
That's going to do big business.
Yeah.
It's coming out around Halloween, right?
Yeah.
October?
Zombieland 2, just
Wait.
because I
Yeah.
love the first one. Joker, I think, is
Yeah.
probably going to be great.
Yep.
You know, I mean, the fucking makeup test that they're doing with him looks great. Addams Family, I mean, I was a fan of the fucking show, obviously. Then I thought that the movies were pretty good when they came out. The new Terminator, you know, same thing, give it a shot. And then Masters of the Universe, I mean, could it really be fucking any worse than fucking what we've been dealt so far?
Dolph Lundgren.
You know, and then Star Wars whenever that comes out.
Christmas time.
Yeah. So,
I'm a Zombieland 2 for me, for
Yeah.
yeah.
sure. The first one is so good.
I don't like it.
You don't like it, yeah?
No.
Yeah, certain movies like when I put on and like when Master of Puppets hits and there's like
That was amazing.
There's like the words on the screen. It's almost like Happy Death Day. It's like it's just presented in almost like a music video fashion with like all these things that make it like very unique. Within 5 minutes, I'm like, I'm gonna love this. He's talking about cardio. He's narrating.
Yeah.
Master of Puppets goes on. There's violence. There's gore.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a
completely
fun
in.
one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I should like about that movie. I think Jesse Eisenberg kind of annoys the fuck out of me.
He does.
It's hard. He's hard.
He does,
It's
right?
getting hard for me to get past.
yeah.
He
My
is pretty hard to
dislike.
get past.
That whole Zuckerberg thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
I know.
I mean, that was a great movie. And
Yeah.
everything, and he played that awkward
Yeah.
freak sociopath perfectly.
Yeah. Well,
But
I just hate his hair.
yeah.
I don't think it ever changes, right?
That's pretty
No,
much
it just
Just there.
I don't know.
Who do you hate more, him or Cena? Mike.
Sarah.
Sarah.
You know, I definitely hate Eisenberg more because Sarah did some really funny shit and is capable. He's played the same character a million times or whatever,
Right,
but
right.
there's just certain times he'll pop up in Arrested Development.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
There's-
yeah,
he's
yeah.
got an edge
Yeah.
to not be as hated to me.
Scott Pilgrim,
So good.
I give him. You know, Edgar Wright. What a genius. And then I give Eisenberg this one, Zombieland. So for me, like those are like their two best things.
I
But
love Sarah's cameo too in the This Is the End, which is one of my favorite
that was
movies.
fucking good.
That movie didn't do that great.
It didn't.
But fuck, it's
It's
so
fucking
funny.
I gotta see that. I only watched that once. I gotta
Dude.
fucking see that
Yo,
again.
every now and then that team does something bizarre.
This Is the End is one of those movies that you wish you were on set because it looks like they're just having so much
Oh, that's
fucking
cool.
fun. And there's a scene in there, dude, with McBride and Franco about
Yes.
jerking off with his
Yes.
magazine. That is
It-
gold. I can just watch that clip on YouTube
It is
forever.
pretty
It's
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was just like an ad lib take. It was probably
No
like
question.
take 12.
Yeah, but Sarah's got a great little cameo in the beginning of that. He's like a raging coke addict and womanizer and shit, playing against type. But
That list. Did anyone else miss anything?
Yeah. No, go.
oh no, you go
No,
first,
you do.
man.
Yeah.
Just it had everything but glass. That looks pretty banging.
Oh, okay.
And that just came out
It came out.
Yeah.
When did it come out?
today.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. There
I've
we go.
seen a couple
There you
of
go.
people
Fantastic.
popping up
It
that
was
had
on the
seen
list,
it.
but-
I
Yeah.
have not heard one person say one good thing about it yet.
Ah.
I heard everyone on my friends list said it was like terrible.
All right, well,
I like Split.
I like Split over Unbreakable.
agree.
Yeah.
You know, that way I paid attention to it because I never watched Unbreakable.
Me neither.
Oh, so did Split have the same effect for you at the end then, or you wouldn't have known?
I wouldn't have known, but when I was told the
Okay.
connection, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, because when that happened, oof, that was
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, the payoff was so. Sorry you
And
missed
he was
that experience.
great.
The guy.
McAvoy.
Oh yeah.
So good.
He was really good in that.
Phenomenal.
So, anything else on that list, Langan?
I have John Wick 3 and Kingsman 3 in the action front there. Kingsman 2 let me down a little bit, but I'll
Me
be
too.
there and watch Kingsman 3. But John Wick has been rock solid.
I still didn't see the sequel, but I heard it's great.
It's awesome.
I got to watch it. Kingsman really let me down because it looked like a video game.
Yeah,
Didn't even look
it was
real.
fucked up, but the first one was good enough that I'm gonna
The first
check
one,
out number 3.
The
You know what
first
I mean?
one was unbelievably like a sleeper. I
Yeah.
remember watching it on cable, thinking like,
I didn't expect anything from it,
No.
but it was great. But those ones, Where'd You Go, Bernadette, the new Richard Linklater movie, just because I'll watch anything he makes. Interested in. I see Pet Sematari's finally coming out. Be apprehensive on that because it seems like it's been like in that's been
Development
talked
for a
about.
while?
I feel like
Yeah.
it's been talked about forever, and now it's coming out. Like usually, it's not a good.
Those guys are
sign.
from Long Island.
Oh yeah.
The guys who are making it. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll check it out because I'll watch any horror movie.
all right,
and
do
stuff
our
like that.
show, and we won't
There we
trash
go.
your movie.
Yo, cut that out.
Send the script.
Send the script. Mark wants to read the first 10 pages.
And there's some movie Flarsky coming out, which I really don't understand what it's about, but Seth Rogen and Bob Odenkirk are in it, so I'll give it a
Odenkirk.
shot.
Odenkirk, yeah.
Sold.
Could be funny.
All right, those are the movies that we are all anticipating for 2019. That list we got from Rotten Tomatoes, so you know that shit's official. So the Facebook group is always fun. I always, like to throw shit in there like the rest of us. So the polls recently, I thought were interesting, where we compared the Star Wars franchise to Indiana Jones. I thought, everyone would pick Star Wars, which they did. I don't know. Do you have a preference of those two?
I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I love Indiana Jones, and I think Empire Strikes Back is phenomenal. But
what do you think?
Temple of Doom of all of them.
Yeah, me too.
Temple of Doom, yeah.
But so you don't think Temple of Doom, right? You think that's the wackest one?
What?
No, not the wackest one, but first one is my favorite. Still,
I think
had a big impact when I was a kid. It was hard to top that for me.
Temple.
It's a horror movie, man.
I wonder
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah, because some people really didn't like Temple, but as a kid, I feel like that might have been the first one I saw.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like Temple's
that-
kind of like the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You know, and it was so
Yeah.
outrageous.
See, I think the same logic applies because I'm older than you, so I saw Raiders first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe when Temple came out and you're a little older then, I think that helps because it has such an impact. Those films
And
when
by
you're
the
a
time,
kid.
and I was just not there.
Right,
I didn't
right.
connect with it like
I
a
didn't
kid.
connect with that movie at all.
But people really love it, and Sean Connery was great in it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something about Kalima Shaktile,
So great.
fucking ripping the heart out.
Is
Yeah.
that what he says?
Kalima Shaktile
Yeah.
when he's ripping the heart
Yeah.
out. The only reason I know is because when I was younger,
I thought it was Shakha.
no, it's Kalima Shaktile.
He's saying that. No, that's the guy on the thing is
Oh, he's
saying
responding
that.
with
yeah,
Shakha.
yeah.
Okay.
So he's fucking ripping a
Yeah.
heart out.
Yeah.
That was savage.
You know what I'm saying?
It was unexpected.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, they even the first one, I remember those face meltings and shit.
Oh, that shit
scared
I
the
still can
shit out of me.
fucking pull it up in my
Yeah.
face. So
Yeah.
like every movie, it seems like let's fucking fuck with all these kids going.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna rip a heart out. We're gonna melt Nazis' faces
Yeah.
and
No.
shit.
And you know what the first one too, we're fucking the guy with the sword whipping it all
Yeah.
around and shit like that. And
Yeah.
you're like, holy shit, this guy's a fucking tank and he's got a sword and fucking
Pulls out the
he just
pistol.
No,
pulls out
shoots
the
him.
pistol.
America,
Yeah.
America.
But still, fucking that guy, Kalima Shaktile, I put in a song. So I use that as a lyric, so I remember that
That's
very
awesome.
well.
Wow.
I know you say it so clean.
Oh yeah, Kalima Shaktile. So yeah, Star Wars beat it out. And then we
Lord
were,
of the Rings better than all of them. Side
we
note.
were talking Carpenter, right? So the best Carpenter movie out of the three,
'Cause it was his birthday, right?
because it was his birthday.
Yep.
So he was 71 years old. We picked.
Young.
Oh no!
71 years.
I said if you were super young and sitting in your room and you had a VCR tape, VCR, and your VCR broke and could only watch one VHS tape, which one would it be? So Big Trouble in Little China, Halloween, or The Thing.
Oh, well. That's tricky. I mean, I guess I'd have to say Halloween, but
You need the horror cred, right?
I need the horror cred. But if not for my ego, it would be Big Trouble, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Because it's just,
perfect.
I think I just took it from a rewatchable stance.
Yeah,
Big Trouble,
it's Mortal Kombat.
it's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Oh shit, there he goes. He's right over your shoulder. It's Jack Burton.
Oh,
Pork Chop Express.
And who got me that poster? Dan Tur. So all works its way back in.
That's awesome. Why is he not here married
I
to
don't
you?
know.
Why is Sarah not in
I
fucking
know.
New Jersey?
That's awesome.
But The Thing, a better movie
Then all of the two.
than all the three.
That's what I voted. The Thing.
It's just perfect. It's just perfect. Like it's just it's unbelievable.
I just watched the prequel again like a week ago,
Oh, yeah.
and I hadn't seen it in years.
I didn't mind.
What about you?
Yeah.
You'd be in the back of the sky, come falling van with a VCR.
Big
That
trouble.
doesn't work.
It would
No
be-
Dude, just like that Jack Burton guy. I mean,
Yeah.
Kurt Russell, let's be honest, is probably top 3 actors for me.
He's
John
fucking
Carpenter
awesome.
is my favorite director.
Right.
So you put those two guys to bed. Like, I cry laughing watching Kurt Russell play that character.
Yeah.
Like it's the first time.
Yeah.
Like the guy's on his fucking. He's driving a truck, eating a fucking sandwich, talking on his fucking CB about how the fucking checks in the mail and like
oh,
it's.
it's so good.
Yeah.
It's like award winning, and then the music on top of it is fucking bar none.
And who the fuck dressed him in that tank top?
That's great.
That like straight up China
Yeah.
fucking tank top.
That is
You
so
know.
iconic that used to be on USA every day, or it was one of the channels. Big Trouble used to be on all the time.
Fucking Up All Night, maybe. Fucking Ron
Is that what it
Shear.
was?
You know.
Or USA, yeah.
And the third poll that we did, we talked about the best Police Academy out of the Mahoney movies. So Police Academy 1, which was awesome. 2, the first assignment where we first run into Zed. Was that his name, right? Bobcat Goldthwait. 3, Back in Training is a little underrated. I thought it had a great ending. And then 4, Citizens on Patrol, which I think won.
Oh, 5 wasn't in the thing?
I wanted to keep it Mahoney.
3's the water skis,
The
right?
Mahoney,
Yeah.
the
The
Mahoney
mask?
era.
Yeah. Oh, the masks. I forgot about the
I
masks.
wanted to keep it Mahoney era because
The Goot.
yeah, the Goot. Yeah, exactly. And then because like the 5th one, fucking, it's like Lassard's like nephew.
Yeah.
But it's still
Right,
great.
it's still
Those
great.
villains
It's very
are
80s.
like
Yeah.
in Miami.
Yeah, that guy's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy from Benson.
Was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Love that guy.
So which out of the 4? Before we kick
probably
you out of here.
where's the one? Yeah, real quick. Where's the one where the Hightower, the big black guy? What's his name? He plays the. They do that. He's doing that voodoo thing in the car in the van.
That's
oh
4.
My God,
It's 4. Then
that's
4. I would say 4. I
Yeah.
like 4 then. I would like 4.
Fools, they think they could kill the brother of
Yeah,
Badoo.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yama, yama,
Yeah.
yama, yama.
There you go.
yeah.
A fucking fat kid. Was that the same?
House. That was
Is that-
House.
was it?
Yeah. Out of my way.
Oh, right.
He wasn't the fat kid in Me, Myself, and Irene, was he?
No.
Okay. Somebody wrote like Me, Myself, and Irene. He's like, when Jim Carrey's like, he's like, that Richard Pryor really is one funny motherfucker. Like he's like sitting there with his 3 black kids, and then like he's just like what like his like partner in the like the force is like, you ever really wonder like who their parents are like or something like you ever think maybe like she lied to you and those are your kids? He's like, oh, I'm a quarter Sicilian on my mom's side. That movie's so good. So, yeah, those are the polls, and I guess that's it, right? What else do we have on the list? Just
For
the songs?
polls? Just
Sad
our
songs.
Songs. let's
top
do it.
5 sad songs.
Okay, so then that's it. We'll yap about music now. So, I don't know what made me pick sad songs, but I just feel like it's something that we never did. It was between that or I wanted to do top 5 movie beatdowns, but I figured, being that you kind of work around movies,
Yeah.
that we were going to talk a lot about movies, and I wanted to kind of detour
Sure.
for the ending.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our top 5. Yo, when I do the playlist on Spotify for this episode, it's gonna be fucking
That's
brutal.
awesome. That's awesome.
Top 5 sad songs, Langan.
These aren't even in like total order here, but I'll say
How many tears do you give this one?
I have Smashing Pumpkins "Disarm,"
There you go.
That's a good one.
especially like since I became a father.
Yeah.
The little bullet. Oh my!
Yeah, yeah, I
it's
hear you,
fucking
I hear you.
kills me.
Yeah.
Can't even hear it
Oh,
actually
yeah.
to the
That's-
point like if it came on the radio. Not that I listen to the radio, but my wife will have it on. I'm like, get the shit off.
Yeah.
Can't hear it. Can't hear it. Don't want to go to that place.
Hmm.
So, and it's just a beautiful song too.
Yeah.
The strings, everything. It's a
Totally.
great song.
Okay, cool. Number 5, Mark.
I'm gonna say The Living Years, Mike and the Mechanics.
Oh, good one.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. It was rough when I heard it when I was a kid, and now, I lost my father years back, so that's even harder to listen. That's another one you hear, you turn that thing off. Right. It has to play. If you hear a song, you have to turn it off. It's pretty sad. You know what I mean?
It is.
For real.
It's like, I don't wanna,
or like you don't want to listen to it
Right.
because, I mean, I guess it's sad too, but it's also like the memory that you attach to it.
sure, yeah.
You know, it's like the unlocking
Yeah.
of it.
Oh, totally.
One that didn't make my list, so I'll just say real quick, was like Night Swimming. It was like the same thing.
I'm shocked
It's-
that didn't make your list.
But it's
'cause
not.
I know you love.
But it's not a sad song.
Doesn't yeah.
Right,
I
but
got you.
yeah.
But it still like unlocks. Like I
It's got a
remember.
nostalgic.
I
feel.
remember being 15.
Yeah.
So that's what I attached to it. And I'm
Sure.
like, holy shit, that was 25 years ago. You know, and I forget everything that's happened. I'm like, man, I wish, like I picture myself in my room making a mixtape with that song.
Well, yeah, these songs are like Polaroids. Like when you look at, looking at a picture,
Yeah.
it's like takes you right back when you hear that song that
Yeah.
you heard at that certain time. You're right back in that headset.
Now I'm just some like fat guy with, no wisdom teeth left. Just like, it's like, wow, what happened to me? So, Park.
5, I did Filter. Where do we go from here?
Ah.
I tried to keep it, a little more mainstream this time, so all these fucking bands are gonna know. But I don't know. It was either that or fucking Take a Picture, and that fucking song annoys me. So we went with this one.
Always with those relevant lists. I'm gonna do 2 honorable mentions because it's our show and we can do whatever we want. So before I start, I really do want to mention U2's One because it's like the lyrics brutal, and Sade is By Your Side, because if you listen to Sade By Your Side, like if you don't feel anything for that, you're fucking dead inside. All right, so my number 5 might be obscure to some, but to me it's not. So it's Against Me, Searching for a Former Clarity. It's the last song. It's the title track off that record, and it's really just a bass drum. And he, at the time, which he was Tom. Now he's Laura Jane Grace, but at the time he was Tom, and it's just this really sad song about someone dying in a hospital. And the lyrics, like if you listen to, like it's just this bass drum. It's like, the doctors didn't tell you that you were dying, and it just crescendos and it goes and it just keeps going, and the lyrics are so vivid that by the time you reach the end of the song, it's like the death of the person. Unbelievable. I'll add it. I'm going to make a playlist, so any of these songs that I mentioned, you're going to be able to be like, oh, I never heard that, so I'm going to get into it. So, Lang, number 4.
Just so you guys know, too, I got like a little box of tissues.
Sweet,
in here.
sweet.
I don't want to break out a prop comic joke on a radio show, but it's good for ratings. Somebody
You
cries.
don't want to
I'm
get
just
a
saying.
carrot
That's all.
top on us.
Number 4, I got I was torn. It was, for Pink Floyd, either Mother, because it stirs up feelings of my mother who's passed on, or Comfortably Numb always puts me in a bit of a somber state. It's a beautiful song, and one of my favorite guitar solos ever, too. Is the
Comfortably Numb?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
outro guitar solo, David
Yeah.
Gilmour, is beautiful. But, when I was a child, all that kind of, a lot of that stuff that goes back to that. Any kind of childhood memories can tug on your heartstrings a bit, but.
Yeah. That was a big song, like as a teenager. And it was one of their popular songs, so it was easy
Huge.
to
Like
get
Stairway
into.
to Heaven kind of
Yes.
popularity.
And being on drugs, that was fun to listen to because it's like,
You were numb.
I was
Yeah,
numb.
That's what it was about.
I'm like,
Oh.
shoot heroin. Next thing you know, I'm like, let's put on Comfortably Numb. Very cliche. That's how
Yeah.
Long Island was in the 90s. But, okay, number 4, Mark.
Actually, it's a Silent Majority song, Windows Down. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
Absolutely.
I don't know. There's something about, he wrote it, I guess, when in his 20s was he around that
Probably,
age?
yeah.
I don't know. That hits me in the balls. The idea of things changing. It's about he's using the train, the graffiti on a train as sort of a metaphor for people that come into your life and then go and not be. Well, the words. Are you familiar with the word? It's about. He paints something on the train and then he sees it come back years later, but it's it's spray painted over. It's been changed, so it's just this idea of change. That's always a
lyrically. Tom Corgan was amazing.
Yeah,
like
wasn't
he wrote like really. It's like one of those like Long Island hardcore bands that I really liked.
Yeah.
And lyrically, it always hit. So.
Yeah.
And that's why like those reunions that happened years later, people really just once again attach those memories, and they sing those songs very loud.
Oh yeah, totally.
Number 4, Parker.
Number 4, we went with Metallica, Fade to Black.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. So I'll never see them live, but that song lives on inside me.
It's great live.
Yeah.
It's great.
So,
I don't know why.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
They do a good job. But yeah, that's a classic. Sure.
For me, well, I guess my list is kind of obscure after my honorable mentions. So there's a song called "Strange Goodbye," and it's off a record called "Honeycomb" from Frank Black. Frank Black was in the Pixies. He put out a bunch of solo records in the beginning, which I liked, and then I kind of lost interest until 2007. I think it was 2007. Honeycomb came out, so I listened to it. It's a duet he did with his ex-wife, and it's about them divorcing, and he got his ex-wife on the song, which I don't even think she's a singer, but they sang the song together, and it's so strange to say goodbye and all this other shit. That's how the lyrics go, and I don't know. It's so sad because it's these two people that had a life together, and then they make this song, and it's just like they said on the song, "A Strange Goodbye." Super heartfelt. If you listen to it, it's like my favorite song off of Honeycomb. So, Langan, number 3.
My number 3 was Elliott Smith's "Needle in the Hay."
How do I not have an Elliott Smith song?
I know. I just watched a documentary on him too. That was brilliant.
Heaven is.
Yeah, Heaven Adores You.
I saw it. I saw the screening.
Yeah, great movie. But that song always just has. I mean, like so many of his songs, just a somber tone to it, and it's beautiful. But also, I think what put it over the edge with me was the pairing of it in Royal Tenenbaums with the Owen Wilson suicide scene.
Yeah,
and
great movie.
Such a outstanding use of music. It just worked together with the visual so well, and cemented its place as a sad one for me.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely Wes Anderson. My favorite Wes Anderson movie.
Me too.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Number 3, Mark.
Number 3, band Mineral. I don't know if you know the band Mineral.
Sure.
Emo band, or emo wasn't a bad word. 90s. A song called "End Serenading." Just the line gets me. Something about when I was a boy, I could hear symphonies and seashells, but now he says at 22, I guess that's old for him at the time. He can't hear that anymore. So it's just this idea that like the innocence of when you're a kid and how you grow older and things change, and maybe you don't see it as you did when you were a kid, or that life fucks you up or something. For me, I'm always trying to, with what I do, with nostalgia, just try to, lock into that nostalgia, and so just to keep your innocence, sort of thing. I thought it hits me around the gut there.
Very cool. Number 3, Parker.
Number 3, I chose "U2 With or Without You."
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Great song.
great song. I mean, every time I hear the fucking chorus, I'm just like, man, there's something with that. Like, he's fucking laying it right on the line, like, with or without you, Can't really break it down
Said
anymore.
it all, Bono.
Said it all,
You said it all.
Yeah.
All right, number 3 for me is a song by Jason Isbell, "If We Were Vampires." Just came out to 2016, I believe, and the lyrics are kind of just knowing that your life with someone, no matter how awesome it is there's a time limit, and so him and his wife do that duet together, and maybe we'll have 40 years together, but one of us will eventually die, so it's about living. Like, eventually, one of us two...
I might have won.
One of us two is going to die. And
That's
one
rough,
of us
man.
is...
That's heavy.
hold on. I'm going to edit.
That's rougher than that Argentinian movie you fucking watched. That's heavy.
Hold on a second. Yeah, it's knowing that this can't go on forever. Likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together, but one day I'll be gone, one day you'll be gone.
It's uplifting.
Yeah, well, that's why we're here. That's why we're
right,
here.
They put it a little more gently than your recount. You're gonna die, or I'm gonna die.
Hey,
Fucking,
you're gonna die. I'm gonna die.
we're all gonna die. Whatever.
All right. So number 2.
Yeah. And actually, I got to give my honorable mention too, because the lyrics of that made me think of The Cure's "Letter to Elise,"
Oh,
which
Jesus.
I was thinking about The Cure and the Smiths. I'm like, where am I gonna go with
It's
the sad? I'm
impossible.
like, you know what? I'll just fucking leave them
Yeah.
over here. But that song in particular, "Letter to Elise," which is like a breakup song.
It would
about-
crush me.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
So that honorable mention there. But my number 2 is Joy Division's "Atmosphere." The one "Don't Walk Away in Silence." We all know that. Been used in movies a lot. But I don't know. I mean, what can I say? Ian Curtis singing it. Also, there's everything he does is sad, and he's got such a sad story and stuff. So his vocal behind it, and it's just such a beautiful record, and like very sparse but emotional.
Yeah.
You know.
Very much. Good one. Number 2, Mark.
I Come Blood by Cannibal. No, it's
I
it's a
I
rough
was
one.
thinking-
It's a hard one to get
was
through.
thinking "Hammered Smash Face" was number one.
That is
It's
pretty
funny you
sad.
said that.
It's a little cliche, but Harry Chapin, Cats in the Cradle.
Yeah.
It's a little cliche, but as an artist, yeah.
And as a father.
As a father, as a father, but as an artist, I kind of get caught in my own head.
The Ugly
and-
Kid Joe version?
Nice. Nice.
God,
One of the most unnecessary covers ever, really, in music history.
terrible. But
It's
it's
up
funny.
there.
Yeah, no, but I'll be in my own head as an artist. You just kind of, when it strikes, and like, when he tries to like get some attention, I'll ignore him sometimes, and I feel horrible, and I think I don't want him to turn into
Yeah.
I don't want this to be I don't want to be a song. So yeah, that one.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Going to grow up and write a song about it.
Side note, fun fact:
Yeah.
this club I used to work at in the Hampton CPI on the patio. Harry Chapin's dad, Jim Chapin, who's a jazz drummer, legend. He played on the patio. He was the house band there. It was like a jazz thing.
Oh, that's
Definitely not a Whitfield
and I always wanted to be
story.
like, how does it feel? Like,
Oh,
just
shit, yeah.
Like you're
Immortalized.
like one of the most famous awful fathers like, ever.
Right?
That's kind of cool.
Isn't
You're
that-
number one at something.
You're
You know?
you're that good. You're the dad.
You're the shitty dad that's on.
That is
that
brutal.
song. But yeah. So anytime I hear that song, I
That's
think of
awesome.
his old drunk dad out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
he was
you know
drunk
that song?
too.
That
Nah.
song's about me.
Like one of those red faced fucking
Yeah.
old school drunks.
He's like,
but-
well, he got his.
Yeah. I never got a thank you from Harry himself, but that's cool.
I was his muse.
Number 2, Parker.
Number 2, 9 Inch Nails Hurt.
Huh.
Yeah.
I know.
Your Empire of Dirt.
Yeah. I think the only thing sadder than that is the fucking Johnny Cash version.
What'd you Google?
Yeah.
I was gonna
Did you Google sad songs or something?
No.
I prefer the Johnny Cash, I think he took that song over for me.
Well, the thing with Johnny Cash and those recordings later on, the Deaf American stuff, he just sounded like he was dying. So
The video
everything-
too. I'm like, they
Yeah.
literally
Oh,
like
the
film-
video.
Yeah, just lean him against that
Yeah.
piano and shit. Roll
That's it.
camera. He might die before we
Yeah.
finish taping this
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I think it carried some extra gravitas.
absolutely. Like you hear the vocals,
Yeah.
and it gave it like a real. Speaking of emo, like
So sad.
yeah,
And your wife, get her to stand on the stairs and stare down at you like you're about to die any second. And look real sad about it. Like everybody. Let's get the video done quick. He's going in the ground.
no one's taking lunch because Johnny's.
Working through lunch today, people. Johnny's having a bad day.
That's great stuff.
All right,
Sorry.
well, number 2.
I digress.
Number 2 is definitely the saddest song out of my top 2, but I'm gonna explain my number 1 more. Number 2 is "Tears in Heaven" by Eric Clapton.
That was it.
That's your number 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So number 2 is, what am I saying? Eric Clapton, "Tears in Heaven." His son died, he falls from like what was it, like a
22-story building or
Yeah.
something like that.
brutal.
Yeah.
Just imagine that.
Yeah.
And then he goes and he writes a song like this, and then you hear the lyrics, and it's like, "Would you know my name if you saw me in heaven?" You know, because and then it's like, "'Cause I can't stay here in heaven." It's just fucking sad. So goddamn sad.
And
I
that
know,
that
it's
song,
crazy.
the first recording, it was the Unplugged, right? That's the version that was out on the radio on the live Unplugged album, correct?
so,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, because I don't think he recorded that in the studio.
That was,
but
that was great Unplugged too. But I think some of those songs also made it to the Rush soundtrack.
oh yes, that
Yeah.
came out first, I think,
That was
didn't
in
it?
'91. Yeah.
That's
Robert, what was Jason Patrick?
Yeah, Jennifer
Jason
Leigh.
Leigh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Great
that
fucking
was
movie.
a
Good movie.
heavy movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my number 2.
Number 1, Johnny Thunders, "Can't Put Your Arms Around a Memory."
Great song.
Just the title alone sells me. It's the perfect, and it is. I like singers like that too that just aren't polished. You know what I mean? That you can really, like Mark Lanigan's a favorite singer of mine. You hear a lot of living or hard living in that voice.
You could hear a lot of hard living in that
and
voice.
I mean, it makes you think about the friends you had growing up
Totally.
that didn't make it. Easily could have been you,
Yeah.
but by the grace of God, you're still here.
One
Makes
of the
you
best
think of
song
that.
titles ever, because it's so, like, you hear that song title and you immediately relate.
Yeah, everybody can.
Mm-hmm.
Because all these, your loved ones that you lost, yeah, you'll always have the memory, but, there's something to be said about them being there, and you'll never have it again.
Absolutely. Number 1, so number 1 for you.
Well, it would have been Tears in Heaven,
you
but
you can do it.
well, I'll say but I'll do an honorable mention. As
Sure.
of 3
All right.
hours ago, because I was telling my wife doing sad songs, and I said, "What's yours?" And she told me Sinead O'Connor, "Nothing Compares to You," and I was like, "Oh, that's sad." And then she told me who it was about, and it's about her mother. Did you know that? She's singing.
Prince wrote that song.
Prince wrote that song.
Yeah.
Prince wrote that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, get Miss Shoenbach on the phone right now. Where we go?
Interesting. So, wait. So,
He wrote that song.
Yeah.
but did she sing it because it's about her mother?
Maybe.
Maybe that was...
Jill,
Damn
you
it.
got me sad
Maybe
for nothing.
maybe it was one of those things...
Tears in Heaven.
Let me defend it.
Tears in
Maybe it
Heaven.
was like an interview, like, "Oh, you sang a song so beautifully while I was thinking about my mother," and she performed it because of that. But
It
yeah,
changes
Prince
everything.
wrote it
All right.
just like he wrote, what was it, Manic Monday? He would give
no,
these songs
it
to certain
changes
people.
everything. Tears in Heaven.
Ah.
Because
You're gonna come home like, "God, you made me look like an idiot out there."
That's crazy.
But
Good.
seriously, once again, Tears in Heaven. It's just so
falls out the window.
fucking sad. But lyrically.
Yeah, lyrically,
And the
it's
fact
crazy,
that it's an actually really good song.
Yeah. Well, he wrote it as a way. He wrote it as if his son was telling him
Yeah.
to kind of
Yeah.
hang in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's crazy. And the version I like is when he performed it at the MTV Music Awards, and when it's the one where the dude Eddie from Nirvana, he throws his guitar up, hits himself in the head.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Chris Novoselic,
Chris.
yeah.
Cracked
Crack his
open.
head. That
Yeah.
MTV Awards is when Eric Clapton did.
So that had to
Tears-
be 92.
Okay, yeah, so
Makes sense.
So when he did it live there, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see? Total side note here, but Mr. Show, the bit they did about parodying Tears in. Not. I'll have to post the link on the Facebook
Yeah.
page, but it's basically like a sad song award show, and kind of making like it's not directly Eric Clapton, but it's this artist who's like essentially viewing like his kid passing away is like a great career move for him because he.
Holy
Because he
shit.
writes this sad song and then
Yeah.
writes another one about. I'll post the link.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yes,
no.
it's good stuff.
Brutal. Number 1.
Number
Incendiary?
one. No, number one, we're doing fucking Alice in Chains Nutshell. I prefer the unplugged version, but I'll take, the Jar of Flies, version. I mean, that unplugged is probably
That's
top.
what they open the show with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And every time I hear that song, that's what I think about. The cameras fading up, Jerry Cantrell starting it. And
That
holy shit.
unplugged album is
Yeah.
really heavy
Yeah.
because again, same thing. He was pretty much about to check
On his way out.
That was
Yeah.
it. That was
Yeah.
his last
He had the
major.
gloves on,
Yep.
too, to hide the trap
Oh,
trap
wow.
marks.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a beautiful
he was
performance
pale as
too.
shit.
But he was gone already almost.
So here's a band that had fucking 3 amazing records and 2 EPs. Like, they had a pretty good run.
Best band out of that whole Seattle scene, in my opinion.
Maybe album-wise, yeah. It's hard to really argue. Like, Facelift, Dirt, Self-Titled, and then Sap and Jar of Flies. Like, those are fucking amazing songs.
Absolutely.
Like, really, really good. And they were different. They were, like, kind of a metal band, but not really. And then the dual vocal, where it was, like, nothing but harmonies.
Yeah. Great.
And it was dark. Like, you listen to Angry Chair and just Them Bones. Like, I grew to hate Rooster.
He had one of the most unique voices, and that band was stacked. You know, those guys were no joke.
Musicianship.
Mike Inez and all them, they're pros, man. I mean,
And few bands have spawned worse bands ever. Like
yeah.
they're the father of like 20 bands that should never exist.
Godsmack.
Yeah, like everyone.
All the Jarl bands.
Yeah.
Trying to mimic
Yeah, it's
that.
like, oh, I could do
Creed.
that.
Yeah.
Three Days Grace.
Eddie
right?
Vedder's default for a little of this too.
I guess
His
so.
vocal style.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like they disappeared.
Well, Candlebox.
You saw that Mad TV?
Candlebox coming around actually.
Candlebox.
No.
No, the Mad TV skit. Did you see that?
I know exactly what you're.
Had,
where you're going with this.
We'll post that on the link as well. I guess.
Yes.
All those rare bands.
The rowboat. They were in.
So my number 1 is Don Henley, Heart of the Matter. It's something about. All right, so the lyrics are just like reflecting on just like life's lessons and kind of coming to terms with things. And I don't know. Whenever I hear that, it's, it's like, it's almost like the rolling credits, like when I die, just play that song, and I'll just read like, I'm learning to live without you, but I miss you sometimes. The more I know, the less I understand.
It's about Glenn Fry, by the way.
Is it?
No.
Oh. All the things I thought I knew, I'm learning again. Okay, yeah, so, but I think it's about forgiveness, even though you don't love me anymore. Super sad song, and when I listen to it, granted, Tears in Heaven is a sadder song, but when I listen to that song, it's just, it's hard not to look back at life and attach those lyrics to 10 different things. It's not like one thing. It's like, okay, this, that, it's like your best friend you don't talk to anymore, or whatever like that. So, top 5 saddest songs. Amazing.
Jesus.
That's right.
What a fucking drag.
Need a cigarette after that.
All right, so in closing, what do you think of that Gillette commercial?
It's good. I mean,
By the time we get this on air, there'll be another thing everyone's upset about.
Yeah.
are people really upset? I don't. That's the thing.
Nobody's
I don't
really
know.
upset
I
about
don't get this
anything.
culture, right?
No one is upset about anything.
Right.
There's like, if one person...
I'm upset. I wish I had more money right now. That upsets me.
Yeah, right.
If
Nothing
one
else.
person complains about something, it's almost like if one person has a cold, somebody will like, oh, everyone's getting sick. now."
Yeah.
It's like a snowball
That's a
effect.
good point. Yeah.
It's
like,
going around.
No, it's like that person.
No,
You know how
yeah.
many people live on Earth?
Right.
10 people
comparatively.
care?
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
That's true. Yeah.
But it's just easy to just be like, oh,
Yeah.
man, like, oh, no, man.
Well, it's
like,
whatever outlets put shine on whatever
Yeah.
to manufacture the outrage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you're watching, like, I saw the commercial, and it's like, okay. But then some people find that Gillette ad where, like, there's, like, girls wearing, like...
The butts.
The butt stuff.
I didn't see
Who
it.
I didn't
knows?
see it either. But
I don't know how many people are on the Gillette team. Who the fuck knows?
We
who
don't
approved-
shave. We're not the target market.
That is true. Only him. only the ex-cop.
Every 3 days, baby.
Completely. But it just...
Now, what was the with the butts?
I don't know. Like, I guess they were... It's just one of those things.
A man's butt? Did they show a man's butt?
No, it's like these... like, Gillette had, like, 10 women dressed up in Gillette outfits and Gillette on their butt. But who knows? Like, yeah, believe me.
What the fuck is
Meaning
going on?
the
man?
hypocrisy? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
the
saying?
hypocrisy,
Okay, hypocrisy
of it. But, like, how many people are on Gillette's team? Who knows? Maybe that's, like, Gillette, Alabama or something.
Right.
But it doesn't even matter. It's like, just because they had that once, what makes the other message like less relevant.
Right.
Like you watch that message and it's like, okay, well I can't pay attention to you because you guys did this on the left, and it's just like
The message is, whether you were offended by it
Yeah.
or you like it,
Yeah.
Gillette won.
yeah, Gillette
Everybody's fucking talking about razor blades
yeah,
today.
that's true. Yeah.
That's all they
That's right,
give a
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
about.
won.
That's true.
And I think at
You
the
know?
end of the day, Gillette has a sales team. And they're all sitting there thinking, like, what could we attach ourselves
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
that's going to be relevant, that's going to bring us press, good press,
Yeah.
bad press, and everything. In
The-
the
And
pitch
another
me-
company's doing that too,
Yeah.
and another one, and another one. How are we going to get
Yeah,
the new
the
fucking
meeting
thing?
was probably like a bunch of Gillette guys. Like, you've seen what this bird box is, right? And they're like,
We're going, yeah. Right now, Bic is the other one. They're just like, yeah, like we need to do something
It's
pro
sad times
Neanderthal.
at the
Pro
big outfit.
We're going pro rape. We're going to do the complete opposite side of the
Yes,
spectrum here.
they gotta
We're going to appeal because no matter what,
Yeah.
like you're going to appeal. There's enough people
Yeah.
where you're going to find a fan base. Like somebody could just be like,
like
hey, you
red,
know,
white, and blue Bics.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
because those people, those people. Mark knows.
Shape-
Oh, yeah.
Shaped like a gun or some shit. Like you can shave your face like a
what
fucking
it
real
is.
man.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to shave your face like a real man? Buy the new big gun and shoot the fucking hair off your face.
Sold.
You were a man when you grew the beard.
That's
Be a
right.
man when you shave it off. Be
And if
more
you-
of a man.
And if
That's
you
awesome.
buy 10 of these now, you'll get a free flag. You know, but like Facebook, you know, like I did the week in Facebook.
I like that
Yeah,
feature.
yeah, that was great.
Keep
was-
that up.
yeah,
I think
should
you got
keep
something there, kid.
I like it.
But I'm just like watching this, healing with my wisdom tooth. You know, I'm like reading all those stupid comments from everyone, and it just got me thinking. You know, like back then, like you ever watch like Access Hollywood or whatever, and like a celebrity dies, and they see like James Brolin, they're like, "Do you have anything to say that Princess whatever died?" And they're probably like, "Oh, yeah, I guess I don't know."
terrible.
Yes.
Horrible.
You know, that's what it is. So like on Facebook, shit, or like any social media, shit pops up, and it's like no one knows anything about defense budgets or like healthcare. Like there's fucking smart people that can't even explain it, but like Joe Schmo on fucking in
gotta figure it out.
Seaford hasn't figured out. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't know anything about this, but here's my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Facebook status updates or any of these social media. It's essentially you standing on the edge of a cliff screaming
Yeah.
some opinion that popped in your head into the void
Yeah.
to see what bounces back.
Yeah.
And everybody gets to do it.
Or it's like me, like I know nothing about your the mechanics of Mark's job, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be like, hey, you know what you should do? The next thing? Oh, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, like try this color and try this. And it's like, well, okay,
Right,
but
right,
who the
right.
fuck are you? Like,
Right.
I'm like, no, but like I have access and I could tell you and I can give you my. Everyone has an opinion.
Right.
But now the vehicle, like there's like 10 different vehicles of like, before you would have to be sitting at like a barber shop to listen to like, I don't say shit. I'm at the barber shop and it's like, yeah, you know what? Fucking, you know what's awesome? Like, shitting in kids' cereal. Like, I'm like, I don't even care. I'm like, whatever. I'm
Upper
getting
Decker.
yeah.
Nice.
I'm like getting a hair. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. But that's back in the day. That's what you hear. You're like, oh man, I heard
You
some
know what's
crazy shit.
growing up in the simple times, like you probably had the belief, my father believes that, everybody deserves a voice, in politics, whatever. And then now here we are, and now I'm thinking like, yeah, you know what?
No.
I don't know.
Everyone does
I'm
not deserve.
sure.
Right.
No,
right.
everyone deserves a voice in what they know.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to ask me my favorite Alkaline Trio record,
Right.
yo, sit down. Give me 2 hours. I'll tell you about it. If you want me to give my opinion on fucking, like, Chinese algebra, like, but it won't stop some people. Some people are like, oh, you know what? Fucking Chinese, man. We need to cut their algebra. Like, they're terrible. It's like,
Yeah,
whoa, why can't they use numbers like Americans?
It's a silly place.
Absolutely, but everyone does have a voice, but now everyone's using it at the same time, and no one cares. Yeah, and that's cool.
I want
It has
the
to
people
eventually
silenced. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where does it
Facebook
end?
has to implode on itself soon. It can't keep up this way. There has to be a way to have that experience, but not make it so it's not enjoyable. From what you're doing is fun, memes and all that. We can get memes all day.
That's
but
what you try to keep it light.
you
man.
gotta-
Because
yeah, I'm
I
trying to do that
figured
lately.
out 2 years
it's just
ago
not fun anymore.
that
No.
I can't engage. Like, for me, like if we took everything away and I didn't know what some of these people were thinking, when I see them, I'm like, "Yo, what's up? Cool. Oh yeah, slice of pizza's good over here. Right? Oh yeah, definitely."
Yeah.
Now it's like everyone walks around with their thought bubble.
Yeah.
So I'm like, God, I'm like, this guy, like,
Yeah.
this is what you think? I'm
Right.
like, you're fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
And he might look at me and think the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and now I
You need
think,
your time away from any of these things. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like it feels like a whole surrounding thing of noise,
Yeah.
of
All right,
static.
we can keep
sometimes.
going. So Mark,
Have a good way, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. Give
Some company. Yeah. So I did some artwork for some death. I'm trying to get into the death metal scene because that's what I
Sweet.
really
You
like.
did abortion,
Aborted.
aborted.
Yeah, that was
Nice.
actually the design that you see was a rejected design. Unfortunately,
You told
I was
me.
supposed to do the cover, and they said it's sick. It's just not death metal enough. I still disagree, but they're the boss. So then I did another cover for Toxic Holocaust.
Oh,
Did you
nice.
really?
Yeah, it was
Awesome.
So, yeah, but that also got rejected
Oh.
because it looked too much like a previous album. I'll show it to you. It bothered me. So we're gonna get there. I might be doing something for.
Shout out to the Belmores and Joel.
Yeah, I might be doing something for Exhumed. We'll see.
Nice.
So I want to get into the death metal scene.
Is
Some
it just
big
something?
names.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it just like that you feel closer to the music, or do you feel like your imagery fits better?
So if you're familiar with death metal art, it's very similar. Like it's all. I mean, you've seen one, you've seen them all. You know, but I feel like I could do something like that, just not make it look so. They start to all look the same after a while. So I figured maybe I could like give a little pizzazz there. We'll see.
Any synthwave albums coming? Because you got
Yeah, I used to do
a
the
good style
Perturbator.
for that.
Perturbator, nothing. That was my guy. He
Mhm.
became really big, and I emailed him to say what's up, and I got no response. I figured that might be gone.
Send him a dick
Perturbator, they're great, but he's huge now. Perturbator, is
yeah,
that-
he's
Yeah.
he's the guy that got me into that.
They're
whole
coming
shit,
around.
yeah.
yeah, they're
Okay.
all over. He's
Oh.
huge. It's just one dude.
Can I just say one thing about synthwave?
Yeah,
I
you
love
don't like it.
Does it
It's
make
not that I
sense?
don't like it.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, it's just like I get it. But when I listen to it, I'm like, I don't know. But like I hear a band like the Limousines, and I feel like if they came out now, I think they'd be bigger. I feel like they would be. They were so ahead of that wave. So if you're listening, listen to the Limousines. Their first two records, where there are only two records, are fucking great. Some of the catchiest stuff, amazing lyrics, amazing videos. And I feel like, man, if those records came out now, I feel like they would have been swept up into
Yeah.
that synthwave.
You know, it's just, they all
I'm
sound like
83 too.
soundtracks to movies that
Yeah,
don't
maybe.
exist. It puts me in that headspace. That's why
yeah,
I like.
yeah, yeah.
But also, plus, like, I was into that whole fucking electronic scene and fucking rave scene in the early '90s in New York. So I still have a piece of that with me that I still look for, like good electronic shit. You know what I mean? But
Terrible. Let's finish up.
Yeah, and then just waxwork I'm doing. I started working on it last year, and then we had delays, and so I paused it. But Don't Go in the House. I don't know if you guys seen that movie. It's a horror movie. It's really fucked up. It's like in the vein of Maniac. So,
Really?
yeah, it's a really fucked up movie. It's
Any
great.
incest?
Incest? No incest. But
Nobody rapes moms?
No, but think of it. There's a dead mom, whatever. But it's a great movie. It's really fucking disturbing.
nice.
Some disco music involved. But yeah, I'm doing the cover for that, waxwork. And there's other ones too.
Any more Holy Black stuff or no?
The Holy Black. Yeah, I do that. Just ads, like fun ads. Usually for Christmas time we do it, but nothing like that. But keeping very busy, which is good. I love
And
it.
Gutter Garbs, don't forget.
Gutter Garbs. Well, yeah,
Gutter.
that's my main crew. That's my
You're a
main
busy
guys.
dude,
Yeah,
man.
busy.
I'm
yeah, it's
exhausted,
amazing.
actually. You just ran all that down. I need a nap
I'm
or some
tired
shit.
too. I gotta when I get home. I gotta work again. I gotta go back to work. So
Back to work. Listen, Rocky 2, go back to work.
Great.
Catch up. So thanks again for doing it.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming to talk nonsense with us.
nah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for... That's it,
Yeah,
really.
that's
Thanks
it.
for not bringing Mark Blum. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love Mark. And that's it, man. I'll
Yeah,
see
man.
you for the third time that you come back.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Halloween 2.
What are you doing next month?
Yeah.
We're having problems booking.
Bye bye.